Was that me?
That's you, my friend.
Live from Westerville South High School. Good Friday evening, everyone, and welcome to Week 3 of the high school football season. I'm Mitchell Palliabegas alongside Chris Coakley, who did not play the normal intro music.
No, I screwed you up, didn't I? I threw you a curveball.
I had no idea what you were doing down there. Could you bring me up my ears just like a tit?
Sure.
Tonight, we've got a pretty good ball game for you. Visiting the Westerville South Wildcats tonight will be the undefeated Olentangy Original Braves under second-year head coach Wade Bartholomew. Made a trip up from Bloom Carroll. He's 81-52 overall as a coach. As a Braves coach, he's 6-8. As noted, 2-0 so far this year. They've got wins over Toledo Whitmer, a spanking of 46-35, and last week they took down the Medina Battling Bees, 53-28. Westerville South Wildcats under seventh-year head coach Matthew Crisp coming at 1-1. Matthew's overall coaching record is 39-25 all those years here at Westerville South. They lost Chris opening week 30-15, rebounded with a nice win over Westerville Central last weekend, 33-30. But this South team hit by the transfer bug, I guess you could say, because they lost 4 starters on last year's team. Players that we saw, Quan Rhodes McKee being one of the young men who transferred down to Gahanna, and they lost 3 other starters, and I think that's kind of affected this team, and I think they're just starting to get themselves into kind of finding out who they are going to be in the 2023 season.
Yeah, I mean, you look at this team. This team usually they've got 70-some kids in the program. They're dressing 49 tonight at the Division II level. That's a little small, to be honest with you.
Agreed.
You turn around and you look at Olentangy. They're sending 90 kids out on their roster tonight. So no two-way players for Olentangy tonight and Coach Wade Bartholomew. And you're looking at Coach Jeff Christen. He's got 4 going both ways for the Wildcats tonight, Mitchell.
Westerville South out of the OCC Capital, they're D2 Region number 7, and the visiting Braves out of the Division I Region 2 and their OCC Cardinal. Lots of course, as normal, other games going on in Central Ohio, but I want to alert you to a schedule change next Friday night. We had scheduled, was it Chardon versus Watterson next week?
It was Tiffin Columbia.
And the following week was going to be Chardon.
Right.
But unfortunately, Tiffin Columbia is bringing down their own crew, so we've been booted out of the box. And next Friday night, we're going to switch it up and go small ball on you. As the Fairfield Christian Knights will be traveling down to the Grove City Christian Eagles. That will be a 7 p.m. kickoff as normal, but that's going to be a little bit of a small ball. We enjoy small schools. Big schools will take in between schools, and it's just a chance for us to pick up something, a game that we normally don't get to broadcast, but we'll be servicing our Lancaster fans and, of course, Grove City fans as well next Friday night. Next 2 weeks from tonight, you're thinking what right
We're
now?
already at. We're back here in Westerville on the other side of County Line Road, and it'll be Delaware comes in to face the Warriors and Stanley Jackson teams. Off to a hot start, 2-0. They're down at Chillicothe tonight, I believe. No, they're at home against Chillicothe tonight, so good opportunity for them to get to 3-0. So that should be a good contest. Delaware Hayes also 2-0, so should be a good matchup the next 2 weeks here on CBUS Sports Radio.
And we look forward to bringing those games to you tonight. Let's go ahead. I want to dive right, Chris, into the starting lineups. The Olentangy Braves, the original Braves, I like to call them because there's only 4 schools up there now. They won the toss, but they deferred to the second half. So let's take a look at the Westerville South starting offense. Right tackle tonight is Tyler Heilbrun. He's a 6', 220-pound senior. Left tackle, Zach Moose, 205, 6'2", junior.
Gotta like that name.
Right guard is Manny Suarez. Hope I'm saying that correct. He's a senior, 6', 230 pounds. Left guard is R.J. Deersing, 5'10", 205, and a sophomore. The center is Xavier Flemister, 5'10", 235. I say Xavier because that's how we pronounce it in Cincinnati. If it's an X-Xavier, I apologize for that. He is a 5'10", 235 junior. H-back is Brady Krill, senior, 5'11", 205. The X-back is Tyler Kylemeyer, a 6'7", 230-pound junior. The Y-back is Jude Kowalski, 6', 180 senior captain. The A-back is Jordan Wheeler, 6', 175-pound senior captain. The B-back is Isaac Patterson, 6'1", 175, and a sophomore. Running back is Nasir Phillips. He's a good one to watch tonight. 5'8", 185. Nasir is a senior. Quarterback, Dominic Bertha, 5'11", 185 senior. Let's go ahead and take a break for the playing of the national anthem here at Wildcat Stadium. Come back, we'll set the Olentangy defense for you in just a second. We're going to turn over to the Westerville South High School Marching Band. Our national anthem is played by the Westerville South High School Marching Band. Let's get right back to the starters. Defensively for the Olentangy Braves, the boundary defensive end is Andy Urda, a 6-foot junior, 185 pounds. The field defensive end is Kevin Porter, 6'2", 238, and a senior. The nose tackle is sophomore Daniel Stevens, 6'3", 250. Cornerbacks tonight are Will Bartley, 5'10", 166, and a senior. Senior Tyler Bullock, 6'1", 157 pounds. 3 linebackers tonight. Boundary linebackers Lucas Jackson, 6'1", 173, and a junior. Field linebackers Will Benecki, I hope I'm saying that correctly. Benecki, good. 6 foot, 186 and a senior. And inside linebackers Preston Flynn, biggest young man of the unit, 6 foot, 215 and a senior. 3 safeties tonight. The L safety is senior P.J. Harrison, 6'1", 196. The M safety is Caden Gebhardt, 6'1", 175 sophomore. And the R safety is junior Omar J.J. Jaw, 5'11", 176. Taking a look quickly, Chris, at the Olentangy starting offense. Young man will be zeroing in all night tonight is Ethan Grunkenmeyer, the 6'3", 205 senior quarterback, headed to
Penn State.
Happy Valley, Penn State signee. He's the quarterback. Wide receivers tonight are Zach Griffith, the 5'11", 159 senior. Captain slotback is Andrew Leach, 6 foot, 167 and a senior. Buckeye legacy Jackson Wiley, son of Michael Wiley, 6 foot, 171. Jackson is a junior. And the running back is Preston Danner, 5'9", 170. Preston is a junior. Tight end is Gavin Gruber, 6'6", 240 and a senior. Right tackle Kyle Davis, junior, 5'11", 250 pounds. Left tackle is Chase Selhorst, 6'3", senior, 235 pounds. The right guard is senior Reese Larson, 5'10", 225 pounds. Left guard Alex Post, 6'3", 290, a big one. He's a senior. The center is Micah Krennick, a junior, 6 foot, 260 pounds. On the defensive side of the ball for the Westerville South Wildcats, the home team tonight, D ends are Brady Krill, a senior, 5'11", 205 pounds. The anchor end is Zay Furman, a 6'1", 230 senior. Nose tackle is senior Boo Baker, 5'9", 240. The Leo linebackers Drew Kowalski, a 6'1", 180 senior, two-way starter. Sam linebackers Dylan Shoemaker, 5'10", 175 senior. Junior Neo Thomas is a will linebacker. He's 5'9", 190 pounds. The Mike linebackers Preston Kawa, 6 foot, 215 pound juniors. Cornerbacks rather, Jerry McDuffie, 6'3", 180 senior, and Cam Garcia, senior, 5'10", 165. Safeties tonight are sophomore Isaac Patterson, 6'1", 175, and the other safety is Jordan Wheeler, 6 foot, 175. Jordan, though, is a senior. We'll keep you up to date, as always, as scores going on around Central Ohio tonight. Any matchups catch your eye, Chris, here in week number 3 already of the busy high school football season? Chris is not paying attention. That's okay. He's trying to get the cameras ready. One thing I do want to discuss with Chris tonight, the ACC, I've officially renamed the CCC. That'll be the Coastal Coast to Coast Conference. ACC adding Stanford, Cal, and SMU. Talk about an interesting mix of teams. The ACC, it's been a free-for-all lately in college football as teams scramble to get in the best they can into the conference that works best for them. Let's be honest, mainly from a financial perspective. I want to remind you, by the way, this is the Ted's Classic Cuts pregame show on the CBUS Sports Radio Network. Once again, I'm Mitchell Paliabegas. Chris Coakley, I got the play for you tonight. Chris has the color. Game time temperature, we expect about 80 degrees and sunny. Wind gusts about 6 miles an hour max out of the east. This is an unusual stadium in that it does face east and west. The sun will set to my left here to the west in about 40 minutes or so. Actually, just after 8 o'clock is when it is officially sunset time, but it will cool off quite rapidly. By the time we get them wrapping this game up, we should be down around 70 degrees for the ride home. Other games of interest going on in the area tonight, just taking a look around. Canton McKinley, the Bulldogs, coming down to Kaufman to play the Shamrocks. Hilliard Davidson and the Celtics of Dublin Jerome do battle tonight. What else do we have tonight? Bloom Carroll, the Bulldogs at Jonathan Alder. That actually should be a pretty good game. The West Dome Braves going to match up against the Silver Knights of Reedy, Bishop Reedy. Centerburg against Worthington Christian. That's at Worthington Christian. Interesting battle as Upper Arlington travels to Pick North. That'd be a couple of big schools doing battle tonight. Padua Franciscan is at Bishop Watterson tonight. All these games, of course, kick off at 7 p.m. St. Francis de Sales travels up to Walsh Jesuit to face the Warriors tonight. That'll be a tough challenge for the Stallions to go up to Walsh Jesuit and pick up the win tonight up in the northeast part of the state. Let's see what else we've got in interest tonight. Maple Heights. Oh, why do we have Maple Heights and Lyndon McKinley showing up down here? But Maple Heights got to call their game when they won a state title back in, I want to say 2010 or 2011, led by Shaq Washington. Went on to be a Bearcat and a pretty good receiver down there for the Bearcats. West Jeff at Madison Plain tonight, just picking out some scores as we go down. Chris mentioned Chillicothe at Westerville North tonight. St. Charles at Independence. Mount Vernon Yellow Jackets at Delaware to face the Pacers. Bexley hosts Lakewood. Columbus Academy at Newark Catholic. That's not a bad game there tonight either. Reynoldsburg up at Marysville. Eastmore at Harvest Prep tonight. Thomas Worthington at Grove City. Bishop Hartley at Chaminade Julian over in Dayton. Let's see what else we might have going on. How about New Albany, Chris? Looking for their first win of the season, hosting the Scots of Walnut Ridge. Big Walnut at Franklin. The Wildcats hosting the Eagles. Western Browns at London Red Raiders. Out west of town as the Westerville South Wildcats run onto the field. They're dressed in all red tonight. They've got black numerals outlined in white. That should be easy enough to see. They've got the red helmets with the Wildcat on the side with the WS on the opposite. Actually, just says Cats. I apologize. Matthew Chris, of course, the coach, waiting for the Braves of Olentangy. They'll be donned in all white tonight. The traveling team coming down from just north of 23 and 270. Been a long time since I've been up that way. You talk about something that's changed radically since I moved to Columbus back in 1982. We're about 2 minutes and 23 seconds from the kick here. The marching band walking off the field for the Wildcats. Chris mentioned not an extensive bench tonight for the Westerville South Wildcats, where they are only dressing 49 players, and Olentangy's got about 90 going to take the field tonight, but that's a D1 versus a D2 school. I want to remind you, you can watch replays on our Stitch or Twitch or Stitch. Chris is not paying attention to me. Twitch or Stitch. Go to YouTube. You can search CBUS Sports Radio and watch a video replay of tonight's broadcast. Olentangy comes out all white with blue. The numerals outlined in yellow. Kind of a Pittsburgh Panther type of helmet is what I would like to make it akin to. As we get ready for week 3 action. Wildcats looking to move to 2-1. The Braves looking to push to 3-0. The Olentangy Liberty Patriots travel to Gahanna tonight to face Chris's home team, the Gahanna, or high school team, the Gahanna Gold Lions. While my New Richmond Lions looking to move to 2-1 as they host the Western Hills Mustangs down in, actually, which is one of the nicest D3 fields in the state. A little bit partial there, but it's really quite a spectacular place to watch a high school football game. Kicking off tonight for the Braves will be Matthew Tobias. We expect back to receive some combination of Jordan Wheeler, Nasir Phillips, Dylan Shoemaker, and Cam Garcia. Wish we had taken time to get the officiating crew for you tonight, but we were busy setting things up as Chris has had to rework one of the cameras because it just can't take the heat. Out in the sun, in an hour it won't matter, but right now he had to remount our west side of the field camera. He's got it about dialed up, much to his chagrin, just 20 seconds before the kick. Actually stopped the clock with 19.1 ticks left and reset at the 12 minutes, and we are about underway. Westerville South will be moving to the end zone to our rights to start this ball game. Looks like it's going to be Cam Garcia, the deep lone setback. He's flanked by Dylan Shoemaker on one side, and that will be Jordan Wheeler on the other. Tobias will tee it up on the left hash.
For the Wildcats, number 2, Andrew Leach.
They've tripped it up. They say.
Correction, back to receive for the Wildcats, number 2, Cameron Garcia.
I think he messed up there. I thought I had him messed up there. So Tobias has the ball on the left hash, getting ready to get underway here from Wildcat Stadium. 1-1 versus 2-0. Tobias raises his hand, approaches the ball, and gets the boot away. Down the near sideline, that'll be fielded by Garcia just inside the 10. Crosses a 20, hit at the 25 and taken down right there. About a 15-plus yard return or so, and that's where the Wildcats will take over their first possession of the night.
Stop by number 19, Logan Pickerington.
Dominic Bertha and company out on the field for the first time tonight. Dom, a 5'11", 185 senior. Nasir Phillips, a very good running back, will be behind him. Kind of light along the offensive line, frankly. Heilbrunn, a 220 senior right tackle. Soiree, a 230 senior right guard. Flemister, the center at 235, the biggest of the bunch. And Deersing, 205 at left guard. And Zach Moose, 205 at left tackle. 3 wides left, 1 wide right for Dom Bertha.
Sorry about that, Mitchell. Things just not wanting to cooperate once again.
No problem. Phillips to his left in the gun. Bertha has a snap, hands off to Phillips. A little bit of room up the middle. Gains about 3, maybe 4 yards. Out to about the 28-yard line, maybe the 29, pending the spot. About 2nd and 6.
By number 36, Lucas Jackson. The ball's out to the 29-yard line.
Westerville South quickly back to the line of scrimmage with wide split each way. 2 wides, that is. Dom Bertha claps his hands. Now look over to the sideline to get the play. It's signaled in. Moving from right slot to left slot will be B back Isaac Patterson. So it'll be trips left, 1 wide right. The lone wide receiver on the right side is Kowalski. Dom Bertha has a snap, looking left. He throws. Pass is complete at the 30. Diving out to the 35-yard line. I believe that was Jordan Wheeler. He's going to be awful close to a
Dominic Bertha. Pass complete to number 6, Jordan Wheeler.
They'll mark a pass the 35-yard line.
Tackled there by number 20, Dante Breswell.
First down. First one of the night tonight.
The ball's out across the 35-yard line. First down, Wildcats.
Beautiful evening. Again, game time temperature somewhere around 80 degrees. Expected to cool off nicely as the night goes on. Wildcats break the huddle with just 10 seconds on the play clock. It's already down to 6 as they get to the line of scrimmage. Hand off to Phillips up the middle, and he's swarmed under and taken down immediately. I think Daniel Stevens, a sophomore nose tackle, and others there to bring him down.
Tackled there by number 7, Kevin Porter.
That was Kevin Porter, excuse me, the field defensive end. That's a gain of just 1 on the play to make it 2nd and 9. Big man Daniel Stevens, 6'3", 250 in the middle. Again, a long look over to the sideline for Dom Bertha, getting the play. 3 wides right, which is the wide side of the field. Just underway here from Wildcat Stadium. No score, 2nd and 9. 5 wide set as the backfield's empty. Back to pass. Bertha has time, steps up. He's going to run. Breaks to the outside, tries to scamper out to the 40-yard line, able to twist and turn his way to about the 41 to make it a manageable 3rd, and let's call it 5.5.
Brought down by number 11, Adrian Luciano.
Just need to gain just about 4+ yards to get that first down. Bertha looked right initially, had 4 wides right, didn't see anything to his liking. Tried to take off and run and got just those 4, maybe 5 yards on that play. Again, a long time in the huddle. Down to 12 seconds. I don't know if that's intentional. Tried to keep the Brave offense off the field. Trips right, 1 wide left. Bertha back to pass, has time, and passes tipped at the line of scrimmage and falls incomplete. Was trying to get the ball to Isaac Patterson, but somebody got their mucker up and knocked that pass down. That'll be a punting situation for the Wildcats.
Hopefully I'll join the broadcast sometime tonight.
Tyler Kylemeyer into punt.
6'7" punter, big young man, 230 pounds. Also plays wide receiver.
Back to receive for Olentangy, number 2, Andrew Leach.
Andrew Leach back to return for the Braves. He's looking into the sun. That'll fade away here in a bit.
We'll get that other camera up and working then, Mitchell.
Snap back. It's a low snap, and that's a bad punt by Kylemeyer. It hits at the 35-yard line of the Braves, and that will bounce sideways. Somebody should down that. And it'll come to rest about the 37-yard line, so not a good punt at all. So the Braves offense will have fantastic starting field position at their own 37. Our first look at Ethan Grunkenmeyer, the senior Penn State-bound quarterback.
Olentangy Braves take over At their own 36-yard line, 1st and 10.
Don't have any yearly stats for the young man, but when you put up 46 and 53 points, you assume he's got some talent.
I'll tell you right now, he threw 444 yards the first game, 150 the second game.
Only 150.
Yeah. They rushed for 260 and 4 touchdowns.
Unbelievable. That's 53-28 win over the Medina Battling Bees. 3 wide set for Grunkenmeyer. Has a snap, looking right side, throws. A pass is caught at the 40-yard line and thrown backwards. Nice tackle there. Jackson Wiley made the catch.
I believe it was number 2. I believe that is Cam Garcia on coverage out there, the senior corner.
They're going to give him a spot of about a 4-yard gain out to the 40. 2nd and 6 for the Braves.
2nd down and 6.
The cornerbacks for the Wildcats way off the wide receivers. Grunkenmeyer back to pass, looking left. Has plenty of time. Pressure comes late, flushed out, rolling right. Throwing, got a man open, and diving catch is not made. Not able to pull it in was Andrew Leach. That was a great pass on the move from Grunkenmeyer down to 35 of the Wildcats. Could not pull it in.
Looked like it was pressured by Zay Furman. I believe who you said there, Mitchell, and able to escape that, get the ball downfield. Almost a completion.
Should have been. That was right there on the hands. They'll get right to the line of scrimmage, a 3rd and 6. 3-man rush showing for the Wildcats. Grunkenmeyer with the snap. He's going to hand it off the right side with the first down and more. That could be a touchdown at the 40, at the 30, at the 20, at the 15, and pulled down there as Preston Danner had a big hole off the right side, popped through it, and he was on the move.
Preston Danner on the carry.
Not sure who chased him down. Some combination of Cam Garcia and Jordan Wheeler, but a big hole off the right side, and man, he exploded through there. They'll get right to the line of scrimmage. 2 wides left, 1 wide right for Grunkenmeyer. Wiley split wide right all by himself. Hand off the middle, same play. Inside the 10, down to the 5, and having a first down is a backup running back. I think that's number 8, possibly. I'll have to double check that.
Boy, they're going awful quick in this first quarter, aren't they?
Yes, Cole Kirshner on that carry.
Down to the 5-yard line, 2nd down and 1.
2nd and 1, just a gain of 9. Grunkenmeyer hands off again and pulled down right at the line of scrimmage. Good tackle that time, bringing Kirshner down for no gain on the play.
I believe it was Zay Furman, the anchor, 6'1", 230-pound senior. Wears number 51. Did a good job of knifing down the line.
Braves will huddle up this time. We're at the 7:18 mark of the first quarter. No score on the CBUS Sports Radio Network. Mitchell Pyabegas, Chris Coakley, as the shadows start to lengthen here in Westerville. Yes. Grunkenmeyer under center. Backs in the eye. Hands off to the deep back off the right side. Trips. I think he got enough, Chris, though, for the first down. I think it was P.J. Harrison on that carry, 6'1", 196 senior.
Carry tripped up by number 2, Cameron Garcia.
That'll be a 1st and goal just inside the 4-yard line. Actually going to mark it down at the 3.
Gains to the 3-yard line, 1st down and goal.
Grunkenmeyer on the offense, huddling up once again. They were in the I formation for the first time tonight on that last snap, and they'll go I formation again as he's under center. Actually, almost an inverted wishbone with 3 backs in the backfield. Looks like a power play to the right side. It's a pitch to the right side. Making a man miss in the backfield was P.J. Harrison, but several Wildcats respond on the far sideline to bring him down for little to no gain.
Down by number 52, London Vitroy.
That was actually good pursuit from the inside out. They gave him a gain of nothing.
2nd down and goal.
Ball still at the 3-yard line. Maybe just a skosh inside the 3, frankly. They'll go with 2 backs in the eye, then a tight end just to the left of the up back. Grunkenmeyer under center. He'll hand off left side. A hit at the line of scrimmage and powering down to the goal line, awfully close if he doesn't make it in. There's a touchdown signal. P.J. Harrison takes it in from 3 yards out for the first score of the ball game.
P.J. Harrison with the 3-yard touchdown.
3-yard run, and the Braves are on the scoreboard first. That'll bring on Matthew Tobias to attempt the PAT. You have a chance to get off the field on a 3rd down. Can't get it done. A big run, and then next thing you know, you got a touchdown for the Braves.
Matthew Tobias.
Snap's good, holds down, and the kick is deep and through. 5:53 remaining in the first quarter. Braves lead 7-0. CBUS Sports Radio.
Thank you. Thank you for tuning in to CBUS Sports Radio for tonight's broadcast. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at CBUS Sports Radio, all one word, for live updates on all our broadcasts. You can also listen to our broadcast archives on demand on our website, www.cbussportsradio.com.
For the Wildcats, number 6.
Back for the kickoff as Matthew Tobias will tee this one up on the near side hash.
Olentangy, number 88, Matthew
Cam
Tobias.
Garcia back to receive for the Wildcats. We'll keep you up to date. Scores around the state. Game's just getting underway here on the beautiful Friday night in Ohio. Tobias, the traditional soccer style kicker, puts the boot into it. That'll be down the near sideline. That will land about 3 or 4 yards deep in the end zone, and the Wildcats will have a 1st and 10 at their own 20.
Kickoff goes into the end zone for a touchback.
Nice leg there, Mitchell. Got all of that, didn't he?
He did. He didn't kick it as well the first time around, but that one was a good boot.
Wildcats with possession. First down and
Wildcats
10
looking to get something going tonight. Second possession of the evening. See if they can establish more of a ground game with Nasir Phillips. Phillips will be to the left of Dominic Bertha. He'll get the carry right side around the end. Got some blockers at the 25, at the 30, down the near sideline, 35, 40, 45, 50, 45-yard line of Olentangy before he's bounced out of bounds.
Nasir Phillips.
It doesn't take long. That young man can explode, Mitch.
Yes, he can. If he had just another half step, that would be gone for 80 yards, but the Braves able to get back and knock him out of bounds at the 45 of the Braves. 5:45 remaining in the opening quarter.
Sorry, man. I haven't been much help yet today.
It's all right. You got plenty of time to recover. 3 wide set. Hand off to Phillips. Stutter step in the backfield. Gets to the outside, right side to 40. Knocked out of bounds inside the 35-yard line. Kind of got rolled out of bounds. I was surprised there was no penalty on that
No flag
play.
on that?
No, sir. And he comes up just a bit lame.
So Harrison on the stop for the Braves, two-way player, who actually has gone in and played some running back tonight as well.
I think Nasir got his nose rolled there a bit, Chris. I thought that was well out of bounds that someone tackled him there.
So training crew looking at him right now, training staff, I should say, taking a peek at Nasir.
Ball's at the 33-yard line.
Third year we've seen him play?
Yes, and same for Don Bertha.
Yeah, transferred from DeSales.
Here's a handoff left side to the backup running back who gets swarmed under, no gain on the play. That will be Ian Gordon.
He got met in the backfield very quickly by
stood up by number 87,
Daniel Stevens, right? No, excuse me.
I did not see who made that tackle.
Gavin Grover, excuse me. So even though they don't start two ways, they've got these guys playing, rotating in and out on both sides of the ball. Gavin Grover, a 6'6", 240-pound defensive lineman, also plays tight end.
Tom Bertha with 3 wides to the left. Keeping himself on the read option left side to 30, at the 25, at the 20, bounces outside at the 15, at the 10, tried to cut back and gets taken down at the 7. Actually, Chris, I thought if he stayed out bounds, he might be able to run to the corner.
Stayed it to the outside. Yeah. He did cut it back, and Pursuit was able to nudge up and cut him down.
Nasir Phillips back in. Wildcats fans, I'm sure, will be happy about that. These Wildcats, every year we've covered them, Chris, they've got good skill players.
Oh, without a doubt.
You get them out in space, we're going to do some damage. That was a good run right there. Good read on the dreaded read option. Clock rolling, 4:41 left in the first. Bertha with Nasir Phillips to his right. Hands off to Nasir. Not much room there. I think he's going to be taken down at the 5. Maybe a gain of just a couple on the play on a 1st and goal. Make it 2nd and goal at the 5.
Westerville South has had some great running backs over the years, going back to Mike Mansur. I remember when we first started covering them.
You don't want to talk about Kagana Carter when you want to go in the Wayback Machine?
Well, I didn't go way in the Wayback Machine. I'm talking since we started covering them.
Number 1 pick by my Bengals years ago, and blows his ACL out in a preseason game in Detroit. Goodness gracious. Never recovered from that mentally or physically. Second and goal from the 5. Trips right. Nasir Phillips now will go out and be in the right slot, so 4 wides right. See if they run the quarterback. Actually, Bertha keeps it. Gets hit kind of high there. Up in the head. No call on the play. He just picks up a yard.
Stevens on the stop once again. The big defensive tackle. 6'3", 250-pound sophomore. Up around the shoulder pads, as Mitchell mentioned.
Third and goal from the 4. I almost think, Chris, you can't get a field goal here. You need a touchdown. You can't go 7-3 with this Brave offense. I think they are deliberately taking time in the huddle, Chris,
without
to
a
try
doubt.
to
keep the ball out of the offensive hands.
7-0, the 3:15 mark. Third and goal, 3 wide set for Dominic Bertha. He has the snap, back to throw, rolling right, and he's taken down. Pulled down in the backfield by Stevens once again.
Stevens on the sack. So what do you do here?
Now they'll see where they mark it at the 10-yard line. Well, I tell you what.
Be a 27-yard attempt.
They're going to go for it. To me, that's just a case where you got to go back, make a read, throw it, and trust your wide receiver.
So Patterson comes in up off the bench for the Cats.
That's your spotting board. My bad. Sorry about that.
Keep grabbing mine.
What am I taking?
I mean, I know I'm not providing too much to the broadcast tonight.
I got my own roster, and I got it right here. Okay, 4th and goal from the 10. 4 wides left, 1 wide right. Back to pass. Don Bertha steps up in the pocket. He's going to run and nowhere to go. Taken down by number 3, Preston Flynn, about the 8-yard line. And again, just got to make a throw.
Flynn played robber right there. He was just mirroring what Don Bertha did. Stayed right with him, dropped him on the 10-yard line.
I'm surprised he just didn't heave that puppy.
At least take the chance of getting it down, one of your playmakers down there.
I mean, Kyle Myers, 6'7", 230. Throw that up and see what the young man can do. So it'll be a 1st and 10 for the Braves from their own 9. A good drive squashed there by some indecision. Still 7-0 with 2:29 left in a very fast-moving first quarter. See if Gronkemeyer operates from the gun or goes back under center. Looks like he's got Danner back with him in the backfield. 3 wide set this time. Gronkemeyer with the clap of the hands, back to pass. Pressure coming. He's hit at the goal line. He breaks free. He's going to heave it down the middle of the field, and it's incomplete. Trying to get that ball to, I believe that was Jackson Wiley. Indeed it was, but really good coverage that time.
Cam Garcia right there in his hip pocket.
Yes. That was a great job by Gronkemeyer to get away from pressure right at the goal line. Thanks for joining us on a Friday night. Mitchell P., CSC, joining the broadcast now. Hopefully he's got the cameras all put together.
Well, I am, if I can just figure them out how to keep them running.
Again, 3 wide set, actually 2 wides each way for Gronkemeyer. Fakes the handoff, throws on a little slant round. It's caught for the first down across the 20-yard line. Andrew Leach with the grab out about the 23, maybe the 24. They'll mark it at.
Just a slant route, easy pitch and catch.
Jude Kilwaski hobbling off just a bit.
See that knee brace? He broke it or damaged it in that opening game, this game last year. Excuse me.
Back to pass, so near side, catch is made and taken down immediately for a short 5-yard gain is Zach Griffith.
Tackled by number 10, Antonio Armistead.
I had that as Zach Griffith. Is that Drew Walters? No, that we just.
Well, they've got 2 5s on this roster, so
I'm going with Zach Griffith, the senior, personally. 2nd and 4 after a gain out to the 30-yard line. 1:35 clock on the move in a fast-moving first quarter. CBUS Sports Radio. Trips to the right for Gronkemeyer, 1 wide left. Looking over the sideline, settles back in the gun. Puts a man in motion from the right side. Has a snap. Blitz coming, throws right side, catch is made. And a good breakdown and bringing him down. I believe that making the catch was Leach, but several defenders there to bring him down. But the first man there,
I believe it was number 4.
It was, and that is Dylan Shoemaker, Sam linebacker. Did a really good job of just not giving him any space.
He used to play the Leo last year. I think Ethan Hanna was the Sam linebacker last year for Matthew Christ.
3rd and 5 after a loss of 1 on the play. Now, they're not afraid to run it. We saw that last time on a 3rd and 6. Watch Preston Danner. They like to go off that right side mainly. Gronkemeyer going to slow it down now. 42 seconds, clock on the move here, quarter number 1. Danner moves to his left. Twins left, 1 wide right. Gronkemeyer has a snap, throws right side, and it's a little bit tall. And it is caught, but out of bounds by Jackson Wiley. And that's a miscue there from Grunkemeyer. That was just a little bit tall. He was wide open.
Yeah, I mean, great route there by, I'm going to keep wanting to say.
Michael Wiley, but it's Jackson Wiley.
Jackson did a good job of breaking that to the outside. Early score down at Franklin Heights, 12-8 to Briggs Bruins on top of the Falcons of Franklin Heights High School.
Punter is Tyler Bullock.
Number 6, Jordan Wheeler.
Jordan Wheeler and
number 21, Nasir Phillips.
Wheeler and Nasir Phillips back to receive the punt. There's a punt, it's a low punt. And boy, hits at the 40-yard line and goes out of bounds at the 35 of the Cats. It was so low and so poor, they couldn't do anything to get over there and field it. Maybe that's what they wanted to do.
Could be, bud.
20.7 seconds left, first quarter, 7-0 Braves lead.
Wildcats take over at their own 35-yard line.
To see a little bit more decisiveness out of Don Bertha.
Yeah, senior, 3-year starter. Still no score down at Pick North as the Golden Bears are down there tonight.
Upper Arlington and the
Walsh Jesuit putting it to the Stallions up in Cuyahoga Falls.
That's not a surprise. Walsh Jesuit, we've seen them in baseball. Good programs up there in Northeast Ohio.
14-0 the score there.
3 wide set for Dominic Bertha, puts a man in motion. Hands off to Phillips, hit in the backfield and spun down by who else but the sophomore nose tackle who's been all over the place, Stevens.
He has been very active early in this contest.
Well, I'm not like the world's greatest coach. I'll be the final play of the first quarter, but the location where Phillips has made hay has been on the corners, not up the middle. That'll end the first quarter. Braves lead 7-0. We'll be back with the second quarter right here on the CBUS Sports Radio Network.
Welcome to today's game. This is Paul Keels, and you know how much I love broadcasting the Buckeyes, but I also love high school sports. On behalf of the OHSAA, let's all do our part to set a good example and make this a fun and safe experience for the kids involved. I know this game means so much to the players, coaches, and fans, but high school sports are about much more than the wins and losses. They teach life lessons that will be with the players long after their playing days are over. Good luck to both teams, and remember to respect the game.
Back at, is this actually called Wildcat Stadium? I
yes,
thought
it
so.
is.
Just wanted to confirm that. Sun setting off to our left. Things will cool off nicely tonight, as noted at the top of the broadcast. When we take off to get out of here tonight, we'll hopefully see a lot cooler temperatures for the ride back to Dublin for some of us and down to the Natties for the real of us.
Westerville North on top of the Cavaliers, 7-0 first quarter.
Ball spotted on the 32-yard
Harvest Prep on
line.
top of Eastmoor at home, 6-0. Grove City over Thomas Worthian, 14-0. All first quarter scores, Mitchell.
That was a loss of 3, by the way, Chris, on that carry. So 2nd and 13. Low snap, throw right side, catch is made at the 30, cutting back in the middle field at the 35 at the 40-yard line before he's thrown down. I'm not sure if that was Wheeler or Patterson. Is that
The number
what?
6, Jordan Wheeler.
Wheeler, okay.
His brother Jalen, remembered, starred here
Yep.
for a number of years. Wore number 5.
It's hard to tell the difference between that 6 and 9, to be honest, but
I think this is the first time we've seen him wear their all reds.
I like it. I really do. 3rd and 5, ball's at the 40, need to get to the 45. Dominic Bertha back to pass, has time, throws over the middle. Nice hands catch in Brave territory, making that grab with the
Wheeler.
markers with Wheeler again.
Yeah.
That was really well done. Bertha kind of kept his composure in the pocket that time. Little pressure coming from his left and zipped it to Wheeler on a slant route.
First down, Wildcats.
Just starting the second quarter, 7-0 Braves. They scored on a 3-yard touchdown run, I believe that was, Chris, from P.J. Harrison.
That is correct.
Twins right, twins left. Nasir Phillips to the left of Don Bertha. Fake the handoff to Phillips. Dominic Bertha will keep it himself. Not much room there.
He got drilled by Flynn, it looked like, coming up from his middle
Preston
linebacker.
Flynn, indeed.
That little middle linebacker spot and put it right in his thigh pads.
Have I mentioned I like 21 to either edge?
Yes, you have several times.
Okay, well, I don't mean to be like scratch repeat, but I like Nasir Phillips with that ball either edge. Get him out in space.
Jordan Wheeler hobbles off. Looks like he got hit in the groin area. Hopefully he'll be okay.
Well, that is not a pleasant experience.
Halftime, we'll get that other camera up and published so we can cover the whole field for you. Hope I'm not making you folks sick that are hanging in with us.
Back to passes Bertha. Another slant route. Catch is made inside the 40. Down around the 39-ish.
That's Garcia right there.
Yeah, it is Cam Garcia.
Like you said, never a shortage of skill in the skill positions here at Westerville South.
No. Had the one skill player went to Penn State a couple years ago. Who was
Sanders.
Was it? Yeah, he was a good ball player. 21.
Great center fielder in baseball, too.
Well, you know, that's one thing I'm going to miss when you decide to move to Texas. I didn't get to do any games with you this year, but we got to see some good ball games baseball-wise over the years. 3rd and 1. We'll have tight ends on each side of the formation. Phillips to the right of Dominic Bertha. He'll get the carry. Right side has the first down. Just get a good push that time. Down to about the 35. Good job by the O-line that time to gain 4 yards on the play and a first down for the Wildcats.
First down, Wildcats.
An equalizing touchdown be a big deal for the Wildcats
sure would.
right here. Defense came up with a stop. Got to like that.
Trying to master these NDI cameras, folks, and I'm just having a heck of a time tonight.
7-7 Patriots and Golden Lions over at Gahanna opening up their new stadium tonight.
Beautiful facility.
Fake hand, it is Nasir Phillips, wide left at the 35. Thrown out of bounds inside the 35. Just about a gain of a couple on the play, not much.
Defensive line did a good job of stringing it out until the secondary came up in support.
No score down in New Richmond, but they do a poor job on score stream down there posting anything.
Well, I can guarantee you that game's going to be 45-38.
Are you saying my Lions are a little bit lacking on the defensive side of the ball?
They don't play any defense, my friend.
I would have to disagree with you. I mean, they only allowed 50-some points last week, close to it.
Well, they're giving up 42 a game or something, aren't they?
It's not good. Phillips hands off to Nasir Phillips, left side. He's got a big hole inside the 30, inside the 25, inside the 20 before he's shoved out of bounds around the 17. Maybe the 16 they'll mark him out of bounds at.
Brought down by number 11, Tyler Moreland, and number 34, Kaden Gebhardt.
So 1st and 10 at the 16.
First down, Wildcats.
Always very appreciative of the Westerville South folks allowing us to come out tonight and broadcast.
Yeah, Jeff Good, the athletic department, the booth, the crew up here in the booth, always very hospitable. We appreciate that.
Well, they're a little bit lacking. You know what they don't have tonight, what they used to always have for you?
What's that?
The Chick-fil-A sandwiches.
Oh, they brought them up. They're over there.
Oh, are they? Oh, all right, there you go.
I don't know if you're getting one.
I ain't getting one. There's a bot snap there, and I tell you what, Stevens just burst in there, and Daniel Stevens, not Preston, and threw Don Bertha down, landed on him, and I believe he injured him.
Officials timeout for injury.
That looked like his shoulder.
It did. Dom up now quickly.
He's okay. Tough young man.
Actually, more of a
looks like a knee or an ankle, doesn't it?
Yeah. He's going to have to take a play off
here,
for sure. The backup quarterback appeared to be number 14, Chris. Ian Smith, I think. We'll see here who's going to come out. Well, I tell you, what a massive loss all the way back to the 25. The center just flat forgot the count. Or he snapped and everybody, it was disheveled from the beginning. Where are they going to spot that at? At the 21, so it's just a loss of 5. The gentleman with the yard marker head all the way back at the 25, but it's at the 21. So still second and big.
1 yard line.
Coming in at quarterback will be Evan Andrews, a 6', 160 junior. Hopefully Dominic Bertha will be able to come in quite quickly. He's on the sideline getting treatment. Laying down on his back.
So it's 16, right, Andrews?
That's what I've got, yes.
Okay, cool.
Well, we know that Nasir Phillips is going to get the ball, just a question of which way, I would think, wouldn't you?
In this situation? Yeah. So they're taking their time here. With play clocks down, they're just going to let call timeout here.
I think so.
And Coach Chris did.
Can rally his troops.
So I want to see, but I don't think Bertha can come back in. It has to be a play down, right? It can't be a timeout and reassert an injured player.
Not being 100% sure. It sounds right, honestly.
Remember we had that situation last year, the holder up at Westerville North and Dublin Scioto. You remember?
I got to be honest with you. I don't remember that specifically, but that's okay.
Check out Ohio Capital.
Bishop Hartley 7-0 over the Chaminade Julian Eaglets.
Links to all 32 member schools.
Boone Carroll 14-0 over Jonathan Alder. West Jeff 14-0 over Madison Plains. Tried over Southeastern. North Union over St. Trace 7-0 in the one and 6-0 in the other score. No score from over at Dublin as the Shamrocks host the
Bulldogs of Kent McKinley, right?
Yes, sir. So it will be Andrews back out. 3 wides right, 1 wide left. And Sear Phillips to his right. They call more than liking this is going to be that sweep to the left. Let's see if I get it right. Well, he's going to go ahead and throw Andrews. He's going to set up a screen and nowhere to go with it. Had pressure right in his face that time.
Yeah, big pressure there by number Kevin Porter, a 6'2", 238-pound defensive lineman. Don Bertha trots back out on the field for the Wildcats.
Brings up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 15. I still think it's 4-down territory, Chris.
Well, they do. Well, they did. They had he was all-district kicker last year, I believe. I believe they had the freshman kicker this year, Mitch.
4 wide set. Dominic Bertha back to pass. Has time. Throws across the middle behind his receiver who was open. And incomplete. Trying to get the ball to Isaac Patterson. If he leads them, probably going to get it down around the 10-yard line.
Oh, without a doubt. Still a catchable ball. Hit his hands behind him. It wasn't that far behind him. Isaac should have hung on to that. I'm sure he agreed.
7-0 Braves lead. 6:59 remaining in the second quarter. On 4th down, they appear to go for it. I might roll Dom out just a bit, Chris, to kind of get him away from the pressure, give him a run-pass option. Heavy on the pass, but...
I like the 6'7", 5'11" matchup here on the left side.
Dom Bertha clapping the hands. Back to pass. Pressure coming right away. Rolling right, has time. Going to heave it into the end zone and throw that into Delaware County. Incomplete.
So another turnover on downs.
Ball turned over on downs.
Bertha Athletic was able to get out of it, but I think at some point you're going to have to maybe take advantage of that height advantage with Kielmeyer.
Well, he's out to the left, and the pressure forced Don Bertha back to the right, so he just had no opportunity to come back that way, and really all because of the faux pas on 1st down.
Yes.
Then you hurt your quarterback. He has to miss a play, then it's 3rd and long, then a couple incomplete passes. Makes it 1st down for the Braves. 6:52 left in the first half. Grunkemeyer with the handoff, hit at the line of scrimmage. Advancing from the 21 out to the 23-yard line. Was that 8 or 9, Chris? It was 8. That's Cole Kirshner, excuse me. Gains just 3 yards on the play to make it 2nd and 7.
Ball spotted at the 24-yard line. 2nd down and 7.
We'll have scores for you at the half. Both bands here tonight.
Yep, we'll have that
South
for you as well.
Olentangy, yes, absolutely.
On the Ted's Classic Cuts halftime show.
Kowalski back in the game, by the way, Chris. Grunkemeyer has the snap. Hands it off again. Same play and going nowhere again is Cole Kirshner. Is going to bring up 3rd and 7.
Number 8, Cole Kirshner on the carry. No gain on the play. 3rd down and 7.
I remember that playoff game we did here against Westerville South, Chris, where it was Westerville South and Watkins Memorial, and there was no plays from scrimmage, but 14 points on the board. You remember that?
Yeah.
That was crazy. Not quite that way tonight, though. 5:45 left in the first half. Grunkemeyer with the snap, back to pass. Has a clean pocket, pressure coming late. Spins out, rolling right, throwing on the run, and the pass is caught at the 35-yard line for the 1st down. Bobbling it initially, and then finally making the grab was Griffith.
To number 5.
So Grunkemeyer showing you his ability, his escapability there, Mitchell. Had good pressure from the Wildcats defensive line. Furman was chasing him around, but he was able to get the ball downfield for a completion.
Got to keep him in the pocket. Can't let him get outside, and he did. Grunkemeyer rolling left. Now he's going to throw a screen back to the near side while he makes a catch and taken down immediately. Great play that time by Cam Garcia.
Garcia came up quickly from that cornerback position, hit him right at the shins and took Wiley down.
2-yard loss, really just well diagnosed, quickly diagnosed. And Cam Garcia, very athletic, 5'10", 165 senior with the tackle. 4 wide set for Grunkemeyer. Trips left, 1 wide right. Grunkemeyer going to roll to his left, throws on the run, wide opens his tight end, breaks a tackle, gets forced out of bounds just short of the 1st down, about the 44-yard line, maybe the 45. Can bring up a 3rd and 2.
87, Gavin Grover.
So Grover on the catch.
A big unit at 6'6", Chris. 6'6", 240.
Third down and 2.
3rd and 2 from the 45-yard line. 4:41 remaining in the first half, rather 4:42. Clock is stopped. Man in motion. There's a pop pass to Leach. He fumbles it in the backfield, and he'll be tapped down at about the 38, 39-yard line. So that'll be a punting situation.
So defense responds, Mitchell.
Yeah, Leach, just he didn't handle those little pop pass, and to the ground it goes, and it's actually an incomplete pass. That changes things now. Maybe you go for it now.
At 4th and 2, I think they are.
Yep.
And you've got two defensive. Coach Chris is going to have to take another time. You got two deep receivers here.
He does. He's got to call timeout. And he does. There it is.
Yeah. He was thinking they were punting, and
well, because it was a pop pass, it's an incomplete pass.
Right.
It was not behind him; it was in front of him. So incomplete pass. So he has to burn the timeout.
I think it was Phillips and
Wheeler, I believe.
Wheeler were back deep in punt formation or punt receiving formation.
They brought in the big man Stevens from the defensive line to play there.
Marysville trailing Reynoldsburg at home, 6-3 in the second quarter.
New Albany up on the Scotties of Walnut Ridge.
They're trying to get their first win of the season.
Not much of a surprise there at all.
Can be found on our YouTube and Twitch channels. CBUS Sports Radio, Central Ohio's internet home.
Cruisers all over the Kilbourne Wolves, 14-0. I think Kilbourne's going to struggle all year, buddy.
It really does, unfortunately, appear that way. Everybody breaks the huddle. 4th and 2. Big play right here. Looks like they're bringing the big back Harrison. He scored the touchdown. 3-back set. Bunch of red up on the line of scrimmage here. See if they try to draw them off sides. Grunkemeyer going to be under center. He's going to hand off to Harrison. Hit in the backfield, and he'll be taken down for no gain on the play, and a turnover on downs at the 45-yard line of Olentangy with 4:30 left in the first half.
I believe that was Preston Kawa, the middle linebacker, the Mike, stepped up and put some hurting on the running back there to stop him with 4:30 left here in the second quarter.
A little bit of a gamble there by Coach Bartholomew, in my opinion. You've given him good field position. Don Bertha is back out. Looks good. Got Kyle Meyer, excuse me, out to the left with Wheeler. One wide right. Low snap. Quick throw is batted down. But again, the timing was off. The snap was low, and Don Bertha couldn't get the pass off in time.
No, and it gave the advantage to Will Beneke coming in to swat that down. Coming in from the field linebacker position. Beneke, as they pronounce it. I said Beneke. We'll say Beneke.
Beneke, we'll go with that. Rodney Carter was in a slot wide receiver on the left side. He'll stay in. This play a little cleaner. Don Bertha going to keep it himself and take it down in the backfield.
Beneke once again knifing in there, making the nice defensive play.
On the carry. Loss of 2 yards.
Loss of a couple on the play to make it 3rd and 12 as the clock keeps moving. 4:12 remaining in the first half. 7-0 Braves lead.
So we'll have both bands here at the halftime on the Ted's Classic Cuts halftime show. We'll go over the scoring. It's going to be real easy. It'll be quick.
3rd down and 12.
Right now we got to talk about one play. 3rd and 12. Bertha, low snap, looking left, throwing, and catches batted down, or the pass is batted down rather. Stepping up to make that play.
Tyler Bullock, I believe, with the left corner.
Cornerback, yeah.
He's trying to get it out there to Wheeler. It kind of hung just a little bit, didn't it?
Yeah.
4th down and 12. Back in punt formation for the Wildcats, number 18.
I think Don Bertha liked that call. A lot of jawing between head coach and quarterback. Kyle Meyer back to boot. Staying at his own 36. Snap back. Boy, it's a slow snap. He gets a punt away. It's a low punt. That's fielded about the 18-yard line by Leach. Working left side. Across the 20, across the 25, and push back from the 30-yard line. So your defense gives you a turnover on downs at the opponent 45, and unfortunately for the Wildcats, they go -2 in 3 plays. That is not going to get her done tonight. Defense needs to come up with another stop for the Wildcats. Well, the Braves looking to add a score.
Sorry, folks, trying to get the cameras finagled once again. Nothing seems to want to go the way I want it to.
3 wide set for Grunkenmeyer. To the short side of the field. Play action fakes, going to throw right side. The catch is made, and that's gone. A touchdown at the 50, at the 40, at the 30, at the 20, at the 10, at the 5, and into the end zone for the score is Jackson Wiley. Cam Garcia got burnt inside that time, Chris, and it was gone easily. Once he caught it, there was no way anybody was going to catch him.
Wiley from Grunkenmeyer, 53-yard touchdown pass.
More than that.
63 then. Did I mishear him? Misunderstand him?
Yeah, he was. I thought he had that ball like the 31. I got it 69 myself, but.
Number 88, Matthew Tobias.
Tobias to attempt the PAT. Snap back, the hole's down. The kick is good. 3:23 left in the first half. Braves lead 14-0. Quick timeout. CBUS Sports Radio.
Hey, it's Kirk Herbstreit from ESPN. Football's played a big part in my life, but football's also a lot more than just big plays, wins, losses, and championships. Football teaches young people about dedication, sacrifice, teamwork, and overcoming adversity. So let's respect the game and get out and support your local school. You'll be amazed of all the good things you see happening at Ohio schools.
This message brought to you by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the OHSAA Radio Network.
You're listening to CBUS Sports Radio. Central Ohio's internet home for high school sports.
And the scoreboard was out there for a second. Back up.
Back deep for the Wildcats, number 6, Jordan Wheeler.
Wheeler back to return this kick.
Taking off for Olentangy,
Tobias again from the left hash. No wind to speak of at all tonight, Chris. Old Glory laying limp in the east end zone. There's a kick. Wheeler comes up to about the 7-yard line, and he'll return it. Starts at the left hash, or right hash rather, comes to the left side and works out to about the 34, but a late flag, 29, late flag comes in.
Look like a block in the back to me. Wheeler with a nice spin move there. We'll see what they call.
Block in the back from the 20, so that's going to be backed all the way up to about the 10-yard line. Block in the back, and it will be against the Wildcats. They need to score now. It's a big play. Just a simple slant route that Wiley broke wide open on. And
he just did a nice head fake to the outside, and he bit, and he got the inside edge. And
safeties were nowhere to be found. I mean, just nowhere. Man-to-man coverage, and Garcia, unfortunately, was
out there on an island, and he got
that was touchdown.
Tom Hanks, didn't he?
That was touchdown island that time. First and 10 at their own 10. Tom Bertha with a 4-wide set, been pretty typical all night. Back to pass, setting up a screen, gets it to Phillips. He's at the 10-yard line, at the 15, at the 20. Dragging attacker out of bounds around the 26, maybe the 27, but they'll mark it at the 26. Gain of 16 on the play, 3:08 left in the half. So important to get a score here for the Wildcats because the Braves get the ball to start the third quarter.
25-yard line, first down, Wildcats.
I still would like to see Kyle Meyer get a chance, Chris. I mean, up against a 6'1" cornerback. See what he can do. Back to pass. Throw across the middle. Catch is made at the 35. Working out to the 40-yard line. That will be Rodney Gardner.
Good looking ball by Dom there. He got it out quick, hit him in stride right over the middle. Imperative that they get a score on the board here, Mitch, before the half.
And they've had chances. 250, 252 to be exact. Puck on the move. Generally, they'll send 3 wides to the wide side of the field, but this time it'll be twins each way for Don Bertha. Has a snap. Has time. Pressure comes late. Ball's tipped in the air, and it's going to be intercepted by the Braves at the midfield stripe. Down the far sideline at the 40. And knocked down there is Will linebacker.
Intercepted by number 20.
Beinecke. They keep changing the pronunciation. Oh, we'll change it too. We apologize. We're just going with the PA guy says. So something looked like had something going, and that turns south in a hurry.
Ball returned to the 39-yard line.
Ball was tipped. Interception made. 1st and 10 at the 39 of the Wildcats. 2:28 left in the half. Braves get a score here, and this one could be over, Chris. Not over, but it's going to be hard for the Wildcats to come back. They need a TO themselves. 3 wide set for Grunkenmeyer.
See if he goes deep again. 2 outside receivers.
He'll hand off. Breaking a tackle down to about the 35. That will be
Cole Kirshner. Kirshner played linebacker last year, if I remember.
58, Nasir Battle.
So Battle on the stop.
Gained out to the 35-yard line.
Second and about 7.5, 6.5 maybe.
Bunch of halftime scores coming in already.
4 wide set for Grunkenmeyer. Fakes the handoff, throws a slant route. It is caught down to the 20-yard line. Great catch by Zach Griffith.
Grunkenmeyer complete.
5'11", 159 senior with the grab, and right away the Braves are in scoring position. They actually, boy, they didn't stop that clock for anything, Chris.
No.
It's rolling already.
22-yard line.
22-yard line and 1st and 10 there for Grunkenmeyer. He'll roll right. He'll throw. Catch is made by Wiley. Knocked out of bounds right around the 15.
Number 1, Jackson Wiley.
Garcia once again, wasn't it?
Yes, I believe. Gains about 6 on the play. We'll call it 2nd and 4-ish.
Pushed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. 2nd down and 4.
They got to come up with a stop here. 137 is the 2nd down here.
3 or 4 wide set again for Grunkenmeyer.
Offside.
Penalty on the play.
You know, you talk about an antiquated penalty. That's an antiquated penalty. Needs to change.
Encroachment against the defense.
Guys, if they don't make contact, you let them get back.
Go. I mean, goodness gracious.
I agree.
When you let teams run up there and go as fast as they want, a guy pops across the line and can pops back, and you don't give him any leeway. I have issues with that. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 11 for the Braves.
And that's enough for a 1st down.
Handoff and dropped immediately. In the backfield was Kirshner. Who broke in there and made that tackle? Was that Thomas? Zay Furman. I guess the reason.
Big time play.
One reason I didn't like that offside because Grunkenmeyer can make the biggest motion he wants in the backfield, clapping his hands, and he gets away with that.
Yeah.
I just clean it up, let it go. Like Chris said, no harm, no foul. 2nd and about 14 from the 15-yard line. Grunkenmeyer with the snap, rolling to his left. Got room to run if he wants.
Yep.
And he will. And he'll scamper out of bounds after just about a gain of 1 yard.
They flooded that outside 3rd on the left side, trying to create some confusion.
And that's a good job by the D end out there. Well, the backfield, defensive backfield, to get over there and force him out of bounds.
Yeah.
3rd and 13.
Ian Smith then, he replaces, I believe it was Neo Thomas in the linebacker position.
So 3 wides right, 1 wide left. Zach Griffith all by himself to the left. Grunkenmeyer looking to the sideline. Kirshner the lone setback, and Olentangy is going to take a timeout.
Coach Bartholomew decides to burn one.
1 minute left in the half.
Olentangy, their first time out of the half.
Boy, Watkins not having any trouble with Taze Valley. 21-0, Mitch.
I have no score from the Rich. Whoa, whoa, what the heck is this? What the heck is that?
Well, anything can happen on any night.
Well, that would be.
Their 0-2 Patriots are putting it to the Lions right now.
A little slappage there.
Looks
What's
that
going
way.
on, man?
Maybe a little
7.
Maybe a little punch drunk from opening up the new stadium tonight. Who knows?
Punch drunk. Punch drunk. New Albany, 29-0 in
Here's a Davidson 13-0 or 14-0 over the Celts in the second quarter. Both those teams 2-0.
Again, we'll have the halftime show for you. The TCC, Ted's Classic Cuts halftime show on the CBUS Sports Radio Network. We'll hear both bands. I'm going to get outside and cool off a bit and then come back in and flap our gums with some scores for you.
See if I can get the rest of the cameras up and running, working correctly.
3rd down and 13.
3rd and 13, balls at the 14-yard line. They need to get down to about the 1 to pick up a first down.
Even if they don't get it here, Tobias with a good leg still let you extend the scoreboard.
And you would probably take that with a 17-0 halftime lead being very desirable. Grunkemeyer in a 4 wide set, straight back to pass, throws quickly, passes off the hands of Wiley and incomplete.
Just threw it a little bit behind him. He was trying to back his way towards the pylon. And Tobias is going to trot out.
This will be a little bit of an odd angle because it is on the left hash. You have to kind of slice this one a bit. The holder tonight is Cole Kirshner. The long snapper is Preston Flynn. This will be, Chris, I got it as about a 31-yard field goal from the left hash again. 56.3 seconds left in the first half. Officials resetting the game clock, or the play clock, I apologize, to 25.
Kirshner, the holder you mentioned.
Number 8, Cole Kirshner on the hold.
Kirshner checks with his kicker, gets the okay. Has a snap, it's down, the kick is up, and it is good.
And the kick is good.
51.2 seconds left in the half.
How long was that, Bud? I'm sorry.
31-yard field goal makes it 17-0 Braves.
17.
Wildcats have the ability to get into the end zone. They've got great speed on the skill position, but they've got to get a little bit more consistency in their game. They've been very inconsistent, to say the least. Little nagging penalties and
not something you see too often from a Matthew Chris team either, to be honest with you.
Lions 14-6, the real Lions.
Oh, the Bexley?
No, that'd be the New Richmond Lions. 14 home opener down in NR.
Number 88, Matthew Tobias.
The only thing we're really noted for in New Richmond is about every spring we get flooding. Now, interestingly enough, Chris, Tobias has got teed up right in the middle of the field. He's been on that left hash, but going for a little Scribberunski here.
Yeah, try to maybe keep the skill players from touching the ball and creating a big play.
Now he's got it laying on the tee versus standing up.
Yeah, I think he's just going to squib it here.
But you give up good field position. I don't know if I like that. One timeout left for the Wildcats. 51.2 seconds remaining, first half. Tobias with the approach. And it's a squibber near side, and let that go out of bounds.
Yep, get the ball to 35, correct?
Yeah, I don't know about that at all. Because it doesn't take any time off the clock, and they get good field position. And Tobias has got a good leg, as you noted, Chris.
So, talking to Coach Chris, where the ball is going to be placed, it should be at the 35, I'm sure.
I think he was going to say, did you want to re-kick it, but they'll go ahead and take it at the 35.
At the 35-yard line, first down, Wildcats.
Wildcats down 17-0. Chris, they've had plenty of chances to score, just have not been able to convert inside the 20-yard line.
No.
Twice. This could easily be a 17-14 ball game. A little bit quiet here on the home sideline, as you can imagine.
So trips out to the right side.
Bertha has a snap, looking that way. Now he's going to step up, not coming back to the left side. He'll run at the 40 and out of bounds around the 41. Gains 6 on the play and burns 7 seconds on the clock.
Out to the 41-yard line. Second down and 4.
Second and 4 after the gain of 6.
They're just playing kind of a soft prevent here in the secondary.
The middle of the field's open. Back to pass, Bertha. Throws a little in route about the 45. That's a first down, but you got to get up quickly because they don't stop the clock long. And they'll wind it right there. Clock moving. 37 seconds left in the half. 4 wide set for Bertha. Line set. Has a snap. Three-man rush, has time. Goes over the middle. It's intercepted again at the midfield stripe. At the 45, at the 40-yard line, at the 35, and hammered down there. I believe that was Lucas Jackson on the pick, Chris.
Number 36, Lucas Jackson. You're absolutely correct. So turnovers haunting the Cats tonight. Second one, 20.8 here. So it gives the Braves another opportunity to put more points back on the board.
That was just a poor decision. They just dropped, like you said, Chris Hare back in deep zones, and Bertha could not get over the linebacker's head. He picked it off and returned it to the 30-yard line. He got a good kicker. 15 yards easily puts you into field goal range. 20.8 seconds left and a couple timeouts. You're thinking 6.
Maybe even closer to 10 yards, honestly, with his leg.
Grunkemeyer rolling left, has time, throws on the run, and is in front of his tight end, incomplete.
Ethan Grunkemeyer pass
to try to get it to Gavin Grover.
For number 87, Gavin Grover.
The big tight end.
6'6", big frame. Two big tight ends or two big receiving cores in this contest. As mentioned, Mitchell said, halftime Ted's Classic Cuts. We'll have both bands. We'll go over the scoring. We'll go over area scores. We'll talk about the debacle in the ACC, in my opinion.
Well, I talked about pregame, but you were doing the camera business.
I just thought I'd throw my 2 cents in. You know how I don't like to be left out.
It'll cost me more than 2, I'm sure. Trips right, 1 wide or 2 wides left, and now the Wildcats are going to take another timeout.
Okay.
15.4 ticks remaining, first half. Braves get the ball to start the second half, so it's all Braves right now.
Halftime score down in Picktown. Panthers up 7-0 on the Golden Bears at halftime. Both teams 2-0. We'll go over the Dispatch Preps Super 7. Dave Prepara in the box tonight as well, talking to him extensively before tonight's contest. Good to catch up with him. Frank's DiArena is over at that good game, Davidson and Jerome, where Davidson had a pretty good lead in that game.
14-0 was the last score I remember you having there.
Shamrocks on top of the Kent and McKinley Bulldogs, 14-0. Of course, Bishop Reedy having no trouble with Whetstone. Northridge looking to get their first win, 14-0 over Grandview Heights. And our friends at Poor and Purple, Tom Schneider, they're down 21-0
to the Warriors.
Jesuits. Delaware 21-0. Team will have next week, 2 weeks, excuse me, over at Westerville North. Haven't seen a Westerville North score yet, have you?
No. 3 wides will be left, 2 wides right. Sometimes like this, you spread everybody out, let the quarterback pick a hole.
And just let him make a play.
Yep. 3-man rush. Grunkemeyer back to pass. Plenty of time. Now big hole to run. He's at the 30, at the 25. Going to cut outside at the 20 and run out of bounds inside the 20 at the 17.
6 ticks left. Put it down at the 27, right? Or 24, be a 34-yarder.
I think you got to boot it unless you just want to run it and take a quick timeout. They'll bring Danner back in, the starting running back. We didn't think we'd have much scoring to go over, but we do have 3 scored. Probably have 4th here, depending
Could very
on
well be
what the Braves do here in a 4-wide set. Grunkemeyer back to pass again. Pressure coming. Has time, throws to the end zone, and it's caught. Is it a touchdown?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Big tight end. Gavin Grover makes the catch. That'll be a 17-yard touchdown grab to make it 23-0 with the PAT pending.
So Grover on the 23-yarder, was that what it was?
17.
17-yarder?
Yep. Tobias on to attempt the PAT.
Matthew Tobias back to kick.
There's a snap, the hold, and the kick is
point is good.
Good. 24-0 is the.
And at the end of the first half, it's the Olentangy.
Well, that was the final play of the half. Didn't even notice that the scoreboard had expired. So we're going to take a break, come back with the Ted's Classic Cuts halftime show. The Braves score 10 points, Chris, was it, in the last under a minute, I believe?
Under 51 seconds.
Under 51 seconds to go up 24-0 at the half on the CBUS Sports Radio Network.
High school sports teach kids so many life lessons.
But less than 5% of high school student athletes play sport in college.
That's why it's so important that you sports coaches go beyond the X's and O's.
And teach skills that will stay with kids long after their playing days are done.
So who is a coach that coaches beyond?
A coach who cares.
When I coach beyond, I am authentic.
I know that I can count on my coaches to show up every day.
I know that I can talk to my coach on and off the court.
We all want to win, but coaching is about relationships. My coach creates a sense of belonging
for everyone in our program.
A coach is a teacher and a role model.
My sport is my last classroom of the day.
I'm still learning after the school day ends.
We establish expectations for being a member of our school community.
I'm held accountable.
And I think about more than myself.
We place our student athletes' physical and mental health as our top priority.
My coach creates a safe environment
to practice and compete.
That's why it's so important that coaches go beyond the X's and O's.
Please join the Ohio High School Athletic Association, Life Sports at The Ohio State University, and the Susan Crown Exchange as we continue with our goal to train 1 million coaches.
We can all coach beyond.
At the Ohio High School Athletic Association, our student athletes are going pro at being
coachable,
a good student,
responsible,
dependable,
respectful.
I'm going pro at being
a good student,
a good student,
a good teammate,
responsible.
I'm going pro at being
coachable,
a good student,
dependable, a good teammate.
Representing my school.
I'm going pro at being
a good student.
A good student.
Responsible.
Let's go pro at respecting the game.
Respect 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 the game.
Hey, it's Kirk Herbstreit from ESPN. Football has played a big part in my life, but football's also a lot more than just big plays, wins, losses, and championships. Football teaches young people about dedication, sacrifice, teamwork, and overcoming adversity. So let's respect the game and get out and support your local school. You'll be amazed of all the good things you see happening at Ohio schools.
This message brought to you by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the OHSAA Radio Network.
Nothing refreshes the look of your home or business like new paint. Large job or small, business location or residential, Elshire Painting Plus, efficient and professional, hard-working and friendly. Call Scott for a color consultation at 614-302-6878 or visit them on the web at elshirepaintingplus.com for an estimate. Quality painting at affordable prices. Elshire Painting Plus, trusted inside and out. Ted's Classic Cuts Barbershop, a family barbershop conveniently located in Gahanna at 345 Granville Street, Suite B. Ted's Classic Cuts gladly accepts walk-ins and appointments. Shop hours are Tuesday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., and on Saturday, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. So visit Ted, John, or Debbie for all your hair care needs. Call 614-337-8833 for an appointment. Ted's Classic Cuts, your family barbershop.
You're listening to CBUS Sports Radio. Central Ohio's internet home for high school sports.
Let's take a listen here to the Olentangy High School Marching Band.
That was the Olentangy Marching Band here on the CBUS Sports Radio Network. Mitchell Paya Vegas and Chris Coakley with you on the play tonight. Unfortunately for the Wildcat fans amongst us, they find their team down 24-0 to the Olentangy Braves. Things started out like this tonight. Harrison scored on a three-yard touchdown run in the first quarter at the 5:53 mark. PAT by Tobias made it 7-0. At the 3:23 mark of the second quarter, a TD pass is 63 yards. That went from Grunkenmeyer to the Ernstweiler Wiley. That was, Chris, is that your, yes, it is. Chris's scribbling is difficult. I thought it was 69, but he gets it 63 yards. PAT good from Tobias was good. Make it 14-0. And at the 31-yard field goal, rather, at the 51.2 second mark, made it 17-0. Then an interception led to a Grunkenmeyer 17-yard touchdown pass to Grover. The PAD from Tobias was good, and the clock expired actually with triple zeros right at that spot. This is a Ted Classic Cut halftime show. Can you cue me up a commercial, Chris? We'll come back with the Westerville South Band. Does that sound good to you? You sure you got it or no? Come on, join me here. Talk for a second. Chris is...
Can't get any of the cameras. Well, now they finally connect. Okay. Driving me nuts, folks.
That's all right. That's all right. I was just talking about the first half as the Westerville South Marching Band comes out on the field. You want to leave it here to watch, listen to the Westerville South Marching Band?
Yeah, let me cue up their graphic here, and we'll put that on the screen and let them put out their halftime show here.
And we'll sit back, and I'm going to take another walk outside, get cooled off. I thought I was. They're actually sitting down on the field. It's amazing what these young men and women can do at the high school level these days. It looks like they're looking for somebody in the percussion section to make an appearance. Again, we want to thank the staff here at Westerville South for making us feel right at home. I'm sure they were hopeful their team would be a little bit better represented this evening than they have been so far. 24-0 as the Wildcats trail as they get ready for the Westerville South High School Marching Band's performance here at halftime between the Braves and the Wildcats. We'll turn it over to the Wildcat Marching Band.
Chris Coakley, Mitch Palliabegas here at halftime. About 4:12 left in the halftime festivities. Braves on top of the Wildcats, 24-0. Mitchell already went over the scoring. We appreciate both bands. They did a fine job tonight here at the halftime, and Mitch must be pumping. His Lions must have held somebody less than 27 tonight so far.
Hey, it's 28-14 over the Western Hills squad. Come on, man. Let's check up on your Gahanna Lincoln Lions. Still got that at 21-7 in the second quarter, although I would think that's probably at the half by now. Could be.
I would have to think so. Did you want to go over roll the scoreboard, or did you go over anything?
I have not. I was just flapping my gums a bit, but I'm ready to do scoreboard whenever you are, but I just can't see what you've got over there.
Does that help you at all?
Well, I'll just read them and go down. How's that?
Okay, they should be. Let me get ready to run the scroll here so we go over the CBUS Sports Radio scoreboard. Mitchell, are you ready, my friend?
I'm ready. You ready?
Let it go.
Okay, we got the Briggs Bruins 12-8 over the Franklin Heights Falcons. Bishop Hartley 14-0 over Chaminade Julienne, third quarter. Canal up on the Gales 14-7. The Gales, of course, from Lancaster. At the half, Bishop Reedy 40-0 over Whetstone. Chris mentioned this game, very interesting down in Pick North. 7-0 the Panthers over the Golden Bears at Arlington. Walsh Jesuit 21-0 over St. Francis de Sales. Again, that's at the half. Westerville North 28-0 over Chillicothe. Grove City 28, Thomas Worthington zip. New Albany 36, Walnut Ridge zip. London Red Raiders 35, Western Brown zip.
Don't you play Western Brown?
Yeah, they not near as good this year. Mechanicsburg 41, Greenon zip. Cedarville 17-6 over Fairbanks. At the half, good ball game going on over Dublin Jerome. Davidson 14, Celtic 7.
It's a bit of a shock in that next score,
yeah,
honestly.
Reynoldsburg 14-0 over Marysville. I would have not
14,
expected.
14-10.
Sorry, 14-10. Ashland trailing Buckeye Valley 20-17 at the half. The Johnnies down 17-0 to the Blue Aces of Granville. The Cruisers of Groveport 21. Chris talked about the Wolves really, really struggling. Going to fall to 0-3 unless they really come out in a good second half. Pleasant 27-6 over Whitehall. Big Walnut 27-7 over Franklin. West Liberty 34, Greenview 6. West Jeff 35, Madison Plains zip. St. Charles 35-0 over Independence.
St. Charles going to go 3-0.
The Cardinals are Southeastern 14-7 over Triad.
Good game this year.
Darby and Orange 14 apiece. Olentangy, of course, up 24-0 over Westerville South. Licking Valley trailing West Holmes 20-19. Norwayne, the Bobcats 28-0 over Heath. North Union and Zane Trace tied up at 14 apiece in a odd score.
Bottom of the sixth.
Pick Central 9-8 over Centerville at the half. Olentangy 21-13. Liberty over the Gahanna Golden Lions at the half. Bradley 24-7 over the Warhawks of Westerville Central. Grandview down to Northridge 21-0. Delaware Hayes 28-0 over Mount Vernon. Harvest Prep all over Eastmore 45-0. Watkins 28, Tays Valley 0. Northeastern 20. Springfield Catholic Central 0. Man, a lot of shutouts tonight.
Yeah.
Highland 24-0 over Crestview.
Northland
13-3 over the Carroll Patriots. Shamrocks 14-7 over Kent McKinley. Lakewood 13, Bexley 0. Padua Franciscan 14-10 over Bishop Watterson.
They got a tough stretch, Watterson does, these next three games. They're going to tell you how good they are.
No doubt. The Courthouse Blue Lions 14-0 over Marion Franklin. Newark 14-12 over the Presidents of Marion Harding. Central Crossing 21-9 over Westland. Cardington Lincoln 21-20 over Bucyrus. Bloom Carroll 28. Alder 0.
Wow.
Columbus Academy 28-0.
Green Wave
over Newark.
Winless as well.
Bell Fountain 31. Licking Heights 14. Nelsonville York 34-12 over Liberty Union. The Tornadoes over Columbian 35-19 over River Valley. Elgin 44-0 over North Baltimore. The Bears slapping. Boy, the Irish are struggling. Have they scored this year?
I don't think so.
31-0. The Bears up over Dublin Scioto. No score reported. Hamilton Township and Centennial. Worthington Christians and Centerburg. West and Millersport. Maple Heights and Linden. Afrocentric. And that really is about
I don't think everybody's
score.
Reporting there on the bottom half.
Morgan Raiders 7-6 over the
Philo Electrics. Love that name.
The Philo Electrics. How about that? I'm going to walk on to Electric Avenue. That's okay. I'm sorry. Showing my age. New Richmond, second quarter, 41-20 over the Western Hills Mustangs. The Lions.
It could be 56-47 before it's done.
No, well, you got to be that. And, of course, that's a score stream score.
Yes.
We always put our caveat out of the score stream because we just don't know.
Want to go over the Super 7?
Yeah, go ahead. I have to. Can I see that?
I can't move it. I can't move it.
You talk about it then. Go ahead.
Week 3, the Dispatch Preps Super 7. Hannah Lincoln in a little bit of peril right now, down.
You ain't kidding there, Hoss Daddy.
21-13. First place with 63 votes. Picked Central, beating Centerville 9-8. They're up with, I think they believe they have 51 points. Picked North over the number 4 team tonight. Upper Arlington, so those two will probably flip-flop. Jerome, they're falling tonight too. Kaufman in the 6th spot. They jump into the poll this week, as well as Bradley in the number 7 spot with 7 points in the Dispatch Preps Week 3 Super 7.
College football scores Eastern Michigan 30-9 over Howard. MSU, Michigan State University over Central Michigan 3-0 in the second quarter.
Did you watch that end of that Minnesota-Nebraska game last night?
Crazy game.
They just can't win, man.
It's not that they can't win. You just can't throw a pick. You can do anything. Get that game into overtime. Sims, a starting quarterback. Unfortunately, the safety had a great play, undercut the route.
He just read the eyes perfectly.
He did. Miami of Florida 10-0 over University of Miami, Ohio. Georgia Tech trailing Louisville 6-0. Kansas 7-0 over MOST, whoever that is. And of course, a game for me on the way home tonight. Stanford at Hawaii. So that leads us.
I knew you were going to get there eventually.
A perfect segue to the ACC expanding to Southern Methodist, Cal, and Stanford.
Well, I mean, I can understand from the standpoint Cal wanting to come clear across country, and I was listening to some things today where they said, we get ready to go here.
Go ahead. Oh, we're getting ready for a second half. That seemed like
there's not too many points. There are not too many teams that Cal and Stanford will be playing in the ACC in the non-revenue sports. So that's kind of interesting.
Well, I mean, mainly the revenue sport is football. Let's just be honest, and basketball to some extent. Kicking off for the South Wildcats there, excuse me as I get my cable over here, will be Rosen. He'll tee it up on the last hash at the 40-yard line as usual.
Number 4, J.J. Jock, and number 34, Caden Gebhardt.
Have the Wildcats in a big hole here, Chris.
They got to come out and just get a quick stop.
Which hasn't happened all night.
Yes, it has.
They've got some stops, but not quick stops. Braves looking to move to 3-0. The Wildcats need a massive comeback to avoid going 1-2 on the early season. Left-footed kicker here, Chris.
Yeah.
Kind of unusual. Here's the boot. It's a low kick. Hits about the 17-yard line. Rolls down to about the 10 where it's gathered there. Coming to the left side at the 15 at the 20-yard line and hammered down right there is Omar J.J. John.
He almost broke contain. He broke the Cardinal Sin, the outside guy, broke it in instead of staying outside, but luckily his teammates have some good pursuit.
Bring him down to 21-yard line. He's got the lights on in the booth. I can actually see a little bit now here, Sea-Dog.
Ball spotted at the 21-yard line, 1st and 10.
1st and 10
at the 21-yard line for the Braves. Grunkemeyer, he's played solid. Chris made some good passes, but just kind of managing the game a little bit better than Dominic Bertha right now.
I'll tell you what, I'm impressed too is his escapability tonight as well.
Just a 3-man rush. They've blitzed and, brought 4, maybe 5, but he's still done a good job of eluding the pressure. High snap, fakes a handoff, keeps it himself, eludes a tackle at the line of scrimmage and gets about 2 yards on the play, and that's all.
On the carry.
Called 2nd and 8.
Tackled by number 4, Dylan Shoemaker.
Shoemaker, not a name we've heard too much tonight, to be honest with you.
That is correct.
2 yards.
He's a Sam linebacker, 5'10", 175. Well, the main problems for the Wildcats have been 2 turnovers have led to, I don't know if it's 2 touchdowns or
a pretty clean game, penalty-wise.
Yeah. And 2 red zone opportunities going for naught as Wildcats come up with nothing. 24-14 sounds a lot different than 24-0. Grunkemeyer with the snap, play action fake, throws a slant route. It's caught again. Zach Griffith.
Complete to number 5, Drew Walters.
Boy, they're just turning him loose on the inside. That one head fake to the outside, and getting the inside step, and he's threading the needle.
I'll be honest with you, it's the same pass almost every time. You got to make some defensive adjustments here.
17-yard gain up to the 40-yard
Ball
line.
out to the 40-yard line.
First and 10.
First and 10 for the Braves, looking to put this one up over 30 points. If they do that, we'll have the dreaded running clock. Screen pass right side. Leach makes a catch at the 40. Across the 45, out to the 47-yard line. Picks up about 7 on the play.
Number 2, Andrew Leach.
Chris, I've already made the command decision. We'll be testing popcorn tonight here at Westerville South. Need a little snack for the way home. Popcorn connoisseur.
You are.
The CBUS popcorn connoisseur. Best popcorn I've ever had was where? Do you remember?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
Official time.
Quick stoppage of play here. Columbus Academy.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Been a while since we've been out to see the Vikings.
Indeed. Had some great with Jeff, what's the basketball coach? He was always so nice to us. Jeff Wartzler, was it?
Yeah, Jeff Wartzler.
He was always good to us. Did some football games out there. Had a great time out in the Brady Hess days. Quick screen left side. Pass is caught inside the 45. Getting across the 45 out to about the 47.
They defensed that very nicely.
That looks like Sam Ulenek made that catch.
Sam Olentangy. Brought down by
Does he not understand the history of Ulenex in Central Ohio?
There was a Ulenhake at Watterson. I wonder if did he transfer up?
Maybe he did. Maybe he did. 3rd and 3. Twins each way for Grunkemeyer.
Got to get the stop here.
Danner behind him and to his right. And we've got a penalty on the play.
Looked like false start on Olentangy.
I know the coaches on the near side were certainly indicating that.
False start against the offense.
Buckeyes open play tomorrow, by the way, over at
3:30
Indiana on CBS's first Big Ten game of the year.
At the 42-yard line.
What do you think about Utah last night?
Well, they slapped down Florida, didn't they?
Billy Napier, is he the head coach down there?
I think you're right.
Yeah, he was taking some criticism today from the Gator faithful.
I'm sure it was. 3rd and let's call it 8. 3 wide set to the right, 1 to the left. Leach motions to the left. Grunkemeyer against the 3-man rush. Has time, steps up. He's being spied. Running, rolling, throws it down the far sideline, and it's
That's
incomplete.
interference.
Should have been pass interference.
It is.
They're going to call that on defense or offense?
It's defensive. He held him up. He did not turn his head back to make a play on the ball.
And Chris was right. Honestly, I didn't think that was a penalty, personally.
Pretty tight coverage. But he did not, if he would have turned his head back, definitely would have been a non-call.
I'm going to tell you, I don't like that. Don't like that call. Ball's marked off all the way down to the south 43. Defense comes up with the stop, but a penalty that I don't agree with. And this just in, the referees don't care what I think.
Yeah, I don't see them getting you on the phone asking you about it.
What do you think about that, Mitch? Didn't like it. Grunkemeyer waiting the snap. He'll hand it off right side. A little bit of a hole inside the 40. Twisting, turning is Danner. Down to about the 38-ish.
Number 33, Preston Danner on the
gain of 5 on the play.
Tackled by number 9, Isaac Patterson.
Thanks for joining us on a Friday night. CBUS Sports Radio.
4-yard gain to the 39-yard line. 2nd down and 6.
78 beautiful degrees on a Friday evening in the capital city. 24-0, 8:34 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Handoff. Danner goes nowhere that time. Maybe gave the yard.
Now, Thomas, I think Preston Kawa on the stop as well.
Got a chance here to get a stop on 3rd down, but I wouldn't.
But they're eating the clock here, though.
Yeah, they may go for it.
Yeah.
I mean, they've only punted, what, once?
One time tonight, I believe.
Had a turnover on downs, and South, unfortunately, went 3 and out right after that. 2 wide right, 1 wide left. Danner will be just behind and to the right of Grunkemeyer. Snap back to Grunkemeyer, looking right, throwing right for Wiley. Catches
over his head, right?
Well, I can't. Did he say incomplete?
That's over his head.
For number 1, Jackson Wiley.
I thought he caught it, but out of bounds, maybe. But it doesn't matter. The referee on that side says
they're going to
4th down. Go.
Coach Bartholomew. Let's just. We're in the part of the field here. Punting's, the way the defense has played against the South offense. Why not?
So a big 4th down, and let's call it officially 5. That's what they got on the scoreboard. We keep it that way in the booth. 2 wides each way. Leach and Griffith left. Wiley, I think it's Grover, the tight end. He's got, I throw it to Grover in the right slot. Leach in motion to the right side. Grunkemeyer. He's setting up a screen. Pass is made. Catch is made by Leach at the 40. Inside the 35. Tumbles down to the 30, and that'll be a first down.
Pass complete to number 2, Andrew Leach.
Set that up nicely, Mitchell.
Indeed. 7:36 remaining in the third. We'll keep you up to date on scores as we go on throughout the night. Like to tell you that Pick North now 14-0 over Upper Arlington.
Keep an eye on that Gahanna score. I mean, I am. I don't know. I'm sure you're not.
Well, I care about the real Lions.
Yeah, Bexley's winning. Washington Courthouse is winning too.
Throw down the left sideline. Griffith is out there and over his head and out of bounds.
Grunkemeyer pass intended for number 5, Zach Griffith.
He finally caught up with us on the Zach Griffith. Did you notice that? The reason I say that, folks, there's 2 number 5s on the roster. Drew Walters is a sophomore, and Chris just went with the thought that, well, that's probably the senior.
I am going to take a quick second here.
Go ahead, sir. We got it. 3 wides right, 1 right left, rather, on a 2nd and 10 from the ball's just inside the 30. The backside of the ball's touching the 30, so a full 2nd and 10 for the Braves offense. Surprised they're not trying to run it a bit more. Back to pass, Grunkemeyer again. Pressure coming quickly. Being flushed out to his right. Looks, he's going to throw it long downfield. And that's going to be caught for the touchdown. Not sure who caught that.
Grunkemeyer pass complete for a touchdown.
I think that might be
number 14.
Making that catch. Sam Ulenak. 5'9", 165. I thought he pushed off, but no call made.
30-yard pass.
We've got an injury on the play on a south defender. It's a 30-yard touchdown pass. I need to write that down on the scoring sheet if I can find it.
The drive goes 79 yards for Olentangy Braves. Touchdown.
I had a good view of that. He pushed off.
I said that. And, and you know what they didn't do?
They didn't care.
They didn't care what I thought. I thought he pushed off as well, and actually there are a lot of people calling for that. If you're going to call the other one on the defense, and you've got to call that one on the offense, I get really picky about that as a former defender.
I agree 100%. I mean, I was watching as I was trying to prepare the camera out there. And I thought he pushed off for sure.
That's at the 7:05 mark. Making it 30-0. We're going, Chris, into running clock mode.
Yep.
I did not expect that before
I did
this
not
game.
either.
Did not at all. Snap, the hold, and Tobias. Kick is good. 31-0. 7:05 left in the ball, or the third quarter, rather. Back in a minute on the CBUS Sports Radio Network.
College football's only 2-time Heisman Trophy winner, Ohio State's Archie Griffin, on the value of high school sports.
I was determined to succeed on the football field, but it's the life lessons that athletics taught me that will last forever. That began in high school when I learned the importance of discipline, teamwork, sacrifice, and responsibility. Those values stay with student athletes long after their playing days are over. Remember, the Ohio High School Athletic Association and Interscholastic Athletics seek to prepare students not for the next level of sport, but for the next level of life. At that, we can all be winners.
A message from the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
0-8.
Back at Wildcat Stadium, 31-0. We'll be going running clock from now on.
3-0-8.
As long as it's a 30-plus point lead.
9-0-2.
Yeah, this is not a game that I did not expect this to be a running clock tonight. I thought this would be a closer game. I mean, kudos to the Braves. They've played good football.
They played mistake-free football. To me, got a couple of fortunate calls on that drive, but that's not the reason they're up that big. Tobias hammers that one deep, lands at the 1-yard line, and you got to pick that up, young man, at the 3-yard line and hammer down right there. Now, if a guy's on his knee and somebody comes down and clocks him, why is that not a penalty? I mean, seriously. Guy's on his knee, pick up the football. Guy comes down and clocks him.
Down by the Wildcats.
And he's injured.
At the 2-yard line.
Unfortunately, they got injured. He has to realize that's a live ball.
Yeah, he thought it was going to go to the end zone, and they go back to pick it up. Guy comes down and clocks him, and no call on the play. Not even sure who that was back on the return. 6:49 left in the game. I'm sorry, I keep saying the game. Third quarter. Apologize for that. It is the third quarter.
The split the pot. Lucky ticket number 308.
Did you buy a ticket tonight, Chris?
I did not.
I never do.
He's come up to the press box and claimed your prize of $148.
Wow, not a bad pot tonight. So hopefully this young man, I'm not even sure who it was. It Cam Garcia? Who is it back there? Do you know?
Cam Garcia had been deep all night. Actually, one of my friends at the shop who's not much of a gambler got a bonus from the shop, went to a casino, laid down 100 smackers on black, won and left on the roulette wheel.
Well, you know what? Better stop when you're ahead.
That is thankfully something I've never been interested in, frankly. Got a stoppage in play here, of course, as we have attention to injured player who for some reason doesn't get a penalty thrown when they get injured. I'm sorry, I hate to yang on that, but the guy's down on the ground trying to pick up the football and just cover it, and it gets blasted. I got issues with that. You have a hard time for me believing the player safety is important when a guy gets drilled. Take a look at some of the scores in the area while they attend to the injured player. See if there's any updates of note. Reynoldsburg still up 14-10 over Marysville. Hartley still 14-0 over Chaminade. Canal up 28-14 over Lancaster. Hilliard and Olentangy Orange still tied up at 14. Centerville and Pick Central 9-8. Tigers. Boss Jesuit at the half still with the Stallions of DeSales. Westerville North, who will have in a couple weeks, 28-0 as they host the Pacers of Delaware, who are up 28-0. So, Chris, worst we're going to have is a couple 3-1 teams in
right.
2 weeks. Next Friday night, we'll be down at Grove City Christian as they welcome in the Fairfield Christian Knights.
Haven't seen a score on those games tonight, have you?
No, I haven't been looking, sir. Nothing's been posted, that's for sure. Looks like somebody from Olentangy is claiming it's $140-some there, Chris.
Well, congratulations to them.
Next week, the Ernst Wild Braves will host. What are the orange?
Pioneers.
Pioneers. I was too many P's there. Patriots, Pioneers, and the Bears.
And then the Braves.
Correct. And then you have Central Crossing at Central Crossing on the 15th. At Berlin, then home to Thomas Worthington, Darby, Dublin, Jerome. You know, the back half of their schedule is going to be pretty stout with Darby, Jerome, and Marysville.
And the OCC Cardinal, of course.
I don't know that they have the talent to keep up with Gahanna or Pick North or Pick Central.
Well, personally. I mean, look at it this way. We got to see what Gahanna's going to be doing. They could go down tonight. They're down by 8 points. Last score reported.
And Cam Garcia is not good.
Is that Cam? No, I believe that's Wheeler.
I've got that as 2. Are you sure? Did you bring your binoculars?
Yep, you're right.
Yeah.
So starting corner, excuse me.
That's all right.
As we peer over our readers into the field.
Yeah.
So it is Cam Garcia.
So Don Berth in the offense, their first possession of the second half, they found themselves down 31-0.
On 3-yard line, 1st and 10.
Ball's all the way back at the 2. Dominic Bertha hands off to Nasir Phillips up the middle. And there's just not been much in there tonight, Chris.
They've done a good
call down on the goal line. I get that for sure.
You have to do that, of course, but I'll tell you what, that 3-man front, you know, been pretty impressive tonight for Coach Bartholomew.
Lucas Jackson on the tackle.
Next couple games for these Wildcats. Next week they host Dublin Scioto, who's still, I'm going to double check this.
I don't think they've scored.
They did score 20 points against
Okay.
Grove City, but lost 59-20. Handoff Phillips, left side, trying to get to the edge. Cuts back, crosses the 5, only out to about the 6, maybe the 7. So going to make it 3rd and about 7-ish. We'll check the exact yardage, but
Kevin Porter.
After that game against Dublin Scioto, they have road trip up to Big Walnut, then home against Westerville North and Delaware Hayes, at Canal, Franklin Heights at home, and at Kilbourne.
So those 3 games, honestly, that 4-game stint with Delaware, North, Canal, and Big Walnut could be really tough for them.
Indeed. 5-wide set. Don Bertha throws a screen right side, and it's incomplete. Isaac Patterson could not catch that high pass, and it's going to be a punting situation.
So Killmeyer is going to be punting out of his own end zone. Will Bartley on the coverage over there for the Braves.
Clock is running. It's actually very interesting, Chris, because it doesn't always click on every second.
No, a lot of clocks do that now. They'll skip every 2.
That's annoying as a play-by-play guy.
Number 18, Tyler Killmeyer.
Killmeyer. Just a couple yards from the end line. A little bit better snap that time. Gets the punt away, and that's his best punt of the night. Leach will field around the 38. Good return near side at the 30. Going to work back, cut up at the 25, and taken down there as a late flag comes in.
Good field position, depending on the penalty here. You'd have to think they'd have good field position as long as it's not against them.
Block in the back. I didn't see a face mask. Did you see a face mask?
I did not. Let's see what the referee calls here. It is a block in the back.
No surprise there. 4:39 left in the third quarter. Quarters will kind of melt away here with this clock rolling. We could finish just after 9 o'clock at this rate, Chris.
Evan Andrews warming up on the sidelines for the Wildcats.
36-yard line, 1st and 10, Olentangy.
Sure, the Wildcat faithful not happy tonight, nor would the team be. Olentangy just playing their game, not making any mistakes. Brunkemeyer in a 4-wide set. Hand off to Kirshner. Pull down the backfield. And gains about a yard on the play, and that's it.
Zay Furman, that's a name we've heard all night. He's done a good job on the defensive end position.
2nd down and 10.
41-20, the real Lions lead over the Mustangs of Western Hills.
That's early. It's so early.
I'll tell you one thing. That's a haul actually to get from the west side of Cincy over down to the southeast side where my hometown is. But hey, you get about, honestly, Chris, you get 4 or 5 wins, you're probably going to be in the playoffs. You hate to say it, but it's the truth.
You could be 4 wins and get in the playoffs.
Yeah. Takes a handoff to Kirshner. Actually, a little Wildcat action. A new back in there with the
new quarterback. New quarterback.
That is Luke Chalicki, I guess.
Yeah, Luke Chalicki, baseball player. Chalicki, fine pitcher, and for the Braves, covered him several times this year.
Tell you what, the most disappointing team I thought I saw baseball-wise was Orange. The year they had the really, really good baseball team. Lost to New Albany over at Kaufman.
Yeah.
In the regional final. I thought
New Albany won the state.
Yeah. I think Orange could have won the state that year. Is all my
They
point.
could have if they wouldn't have. That was not one of their better games.
No, it wasn't a clean game, but good baseball up there. Had reset of the play clock there, I believe. But the Patriots won a state title as well, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's been a while ago since
that
that
was
happened.
18, I believe.
But still, you get a state title in a year. It's nothing to diminish that accomplishment. Now we've got a flag on the play, illegal procedure on a 3rd and about 3.
I think there's some subs in now for the Braves of Olentangy. Is up 31-0 with the clock rolling. Why not rest your starters?
Right. You've got the meteor schedule coming up. Might as well not be silly about it. 3rd and 8, we'll call it. Again, next Friday night, Grove City Christian and Fairfield Christian.
Looking forward to that one.
Yeah, Chris is all when we knew we got shut out at Washington, we were bantering about.
I ain't waiting around.
No, you can't, right? Chalicki back in the gun. Back to pass. Pressure coming, steps up. He's going to run if he wants. Inside the 30, down near the 1st down, and I think he's going to have it, Chris.
Pretty athletic young man. Like I said, watching him on the baseball field this past season. Pretty good pitcher as well.
So the Fairfield Christian Academy Knights are playing Danville tonight, undefeated Danville.
They're up at Danville, I believe. I was talking to Ben Patrick, the assistant athletic director down at Fairfield
Christian. Easy for you to say.
A tough game for them tonight. Tough game for them tonight.
Grove City's hosting Mount Gilead.
That's a bigger school. That's a D5 school, isn't it?
I'm not exactly sure what they are. I'll double check that on this 1st and 10. That wasn't enough for a first down. Wish we had a better game
D6.
for you tonight, but just a good game by the Braves tonight. It'll be Kirshner with that carry. Not much room there to go. Maybe a gain of a yard or two, but
offensive line played well for the starting offensive line for the Braves have done well.
What's our schedule for the rest of the year after we get out after the next couple weeks? I know you've had to update that.
So after Hayes at Westerville North, we're back here against North and South.
Right.
Then on the 29th, Berlin over at Darby, Akron St. Vincent St. Mary's at Prep, Gahanna Lincoln at Grove City, and Pick North at Gahanna Lincoln.
Rolling right, looking. Shalicki is going to keep it himself and be pulled down for a gain of maybe a half a yard on the play. Well, actually going to give him a couple on that, being up 3rd and long.
So 3rd and long for the Braves coming up. Furman, has he made every tackle tonight? Seems like it.
He's been active tonight. Actually, really, I don't think the South defense have played that bad, but they've got no support from the offense. I think it wears on them.
Right.
It wears on you.
And that's one thing I didn't expect. I thought the South offense would be able to move the ball, especially in the running game, but unfortunately, they could not get Phillips going tonight.
Shalicki with the snap, a little pop pass at the 25 and pulled out of bounds there. Ulenhage.
To number 14, Sam Ulentangy. Tackle by number 8, Xavier
Should we go tell him it's Ulenhage or no?
Nah, just let it go.
Okay. See if they bring on Tobias at the start of the 4th quarter to kick a field goal. We'll check that out when we come back. It's 31-0 Braves, big in this one on the CBUS Sports Radio Network.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical Ohio high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Want to give a shout out to our friends over at CBUS Local. Check them out on their website, cbuslocalsports.com. Great articles, high school sports in the area. They'll cover the Buckeyes, the Crew, Browns, Bengals, Indians, Reds. They cover it all. CBUS Sports Local. Our friends over there. Appreciate them.
Actually, Chris, myself and the boys are going to get season tickets to FC Cincy soccer. Clinched a playoff spot with the win down in Atlanta this week. And it's always fun when you have a winning team, you know. They're going to go, Chris, for a big one, a 39-yarder from the right hash for Tobias. Kirshner with the hold. Snapping the ball is Preston Flynn. Actually going to move it up to 28, which makes it a 38-yard field goal.
Young man has plenty of leg, dude.
Indeed. This will make it 34-0 with the conversion. Snap back, hold down. The kick is up, and it is wide left. Wide left. Let's see if we get a new quarterback in for the Ernst Weil Westerville South Wildcats. They'll stick with
it is Bertha.
Don Bertha.
I saw the young man warming up, so I didn't know if Coach Chris was just going to, being down by 31 points, give his backup quarterback the opportunity to get some time, Evan Andrews.
I think they've got to develop a little bit more consistency on this. They don't seem to be gelling as a unit quite yet here in week 3.
No. Well, it's week 4 next week. You got to start getting it together.
I hear the young bloods in my head. Make that part of the bumper rotation. That'd be get together, folks, if you're wondering what the heck I'm talking about. Nasir Phillips with the carry right side. Pinballing his way to a nice carry across the 25. And it'll be taken down at the 27-yard line.
Brought down by number 10, Will Bartley. And number 34, Caden Gephardt.
Quite a few subs out there on the D-line for Olentangy. Gain of 8 on the play.
8-yard gain.
Thanks for joining us on a Friday night. Wish we had a little bit better contest for you. Had a good ball game last week, actually, over at Watkins.
Yeah.
Thornville Sheridan with a nice win over the Warriors. Don Bertha will carry himself on the short side of the field. Crosses the 30 out to the 31.
Dominic Bertha.
We may end up out at Watkins and Memorial, Chris, later in the year, just depending
Possibly.
on who lets us come to,
And that Pickerington North Gahanna game is tentative at this point. I'm still working with Catherine, Catherine Harris out there. It just depends on, you never know who Spectrum might change their mind on and come in, and when Spectrum comes in,
we go out.
So
that's not right. See if you got anything up on CBUS here. Desir Phillips up the middle. Out to the 35-yard line. Clock again is just going to run right away. With barring anything crazy, we'll be done just after 9 o'clock. 10 minutes left in the game, and it's 8:51:48. So just after 9 o'clock. Of course, if scores, or they'll stop the clock during that. But if we get a touchdown for South, that'll take it back under a 31-point lead. We'll be back to traditional clock rules.
Pick North is pouring it on the Golden Bears, 28-8.
Phelps right side, not much room. Middle linebackers played pretty well tonight. Excuse me, defensive end Kevin Porter played really well.
6'2", 238. Got some great size.
Manor Clear Creek going to pick up their second win, Chris. 41-7 over Adena.
Danville's beating Fairfield Christian 41-0.
That's not a surprise, really.
No.
Danville, the Blue Devils?
Yes.
We made a couple of trips up there for some cold, chilly spring baseball games. Third and, let's call it 6. Phillips back to pass, pressure coming from his left. Hits a little crossing route. First down, out to across the 40-yard line, but they're going to say down by contact. I think that's Jordan Wheeler on the catch. The only thing, Chris, I wish they would have done more. Actually, did they get the first down? What have they not done tonight offensively? What do I whine about all the time that teams don't do it? They've not stretched the field.
No.
Have not.
There should be an offside
by Preston Flynn.
Encroachment against the defense.
Braves going to move to 3-0 on the season.
Penalty.
Solid ball club. Hard to say how they stack up against the best. But one thing is for sure, they're on the playoffs already. This will be their third win tonight. They're in the playoffs.
Centerville now on top in Central, 19-9. 28-13 third quarter. Patriots on top of the Golden Lions.
By the way, my Lions score is 41-20 at the half. Maybe 82-40?
Could be.
Tom Bertha will pump fake, and he's going to throw it long down the field for the tall man, and that's got to be pass interference. And you can hear the crowd kind of coming to life. They felt like that's the first time they've gotten a call tonight. Kilmeyer.
Pass interference against the defense.
That'll be a 15-yard penalty. Is it 10 or 15?
15.
15, I thought so.
15 from the spot of the ball.
Spot of the ball, correct. Not the spot of foul, spot of the ball. Big weekend of college football this weekend, by the way.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Chris. You got some
No,
scores.
I was just going to say they have it listed as a halftime score. It can't be right. Davidson over the Jerome Celtics 14-7. That's got to be further along than that.
Phelps right side again, 35. Down to about the 31. This here Phelps is a good back.
He is.
We've got this whole side of the press box ourselves, and I'm making a mess of it. Sorry. My buffoonery
Well, it's one of those
is
things that, the way we've got it spread out, the headsets are.
7-yard gain on the 31-yard line. Second down and 3.
I have to give Rockwell Automation a good name out there tonight. I'll explain why later. Tom Bertha, quick pass to Kilmeyer, right side at the 30, at the 25, at the 20, at the 15, down to about the 11-yard line. It's good that Kilmeyer's getting introduced to this offense, even if it's late in the game.
Yeah, I agree.
6:42.
Oh, they called a penalty, Mitchell.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Did you?
Bringing it back. I didn't see what they called.
Penalty
Holding. So, well, that'll negate that.
Legal block against the Wildcats.
I thought I saw holding. I think it was a spot foul. So it's going to be second and an unusual 8.
Ball spotted at the 36-yard line. Second down and 8.
Really settled in. Just a beautiful evening tonight. Don Bertha, pressure coming quickly, sets up a screen to Phillips at the 35, at the 30, down the sideline. He's got room at the 20, stumbles as he cuts back at the 15-yard line.
Number 21, Nasir Phillips.
It's a nice looking play. That's probably the best offensive play of the night for them.
Much better executed. Timing between the offensive line and wide receivers.
20-yard pass play.
I could have, and I'm not trying to demean anybody, but it could be with the personnel on the field for Olentangy as well.
You know what? You can still execute, right? And
without a doubt.
It's just it's just getting those reps and getting better as a team. 1st and 10 at the 16. They go fast with 5:18 remaining in the ball game. Touchdown takes us out of a running clock. Don Bertha will keep it left side. Hit at the 14, forced out of bounds around the 13.
Out of bounds by number 54, Zach Zunick.
Some good ball games to watch tomorrow. Nothing really catches my eye other than wanting to watch how the Buckeyes do against the dreaded Hoosiers over in Bloomington tomorrow. Although I have one complaint I'll talk about that in a second. Bertha back to pass, sets up a screen. It's caught around the 15-yard line at the 10, at the 5, spinning down to about the 3-yard line. I think it was
that Patterson?
Preston Kawa, maybe?
Number 33.
33, I apologize. Brady Krill with the catch. H-back. I don't understand why Ohio State, name a quarterback. I don't want quarterback duos. I had the Stanley Jackson and Joe Germain back in the day. Just pick one and go. Can't have somebody looking over their shoulders, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Be interesting to see a 33. That's what Devin Brown wears, right? Number 33?
I'm not actually sure, sir. Don Bertha with a handoff. I believe that's Phillips. And he's in the end zone for a touchdown at the 3:51 mark. They actually stop at 3:52, and that's a touchdown from, let's call it 3.5 yards out. And the Wildcats are not going to get shut out, and that does mean something.
The Wildcat drive goes 80 yards.
3:52, Chris.
Rushing touchdown scored by number 21, Nasir Phillips.
On to attempt the PAT is Rosen. I don't know if it's Rosen or Rosen. I would think Rosen, but we'll double check. Actually different than the young man who kicked off. This is 84.
And to kick the extra point for the Wildcats, number 84, Ethan Rosen.
Rosen, and that PAT is good. We'll take a quick timeout. Makes it 31-7, 3:52 left in the ball game on the CBUS Sports Radio Network.
The game is over, but this time, instead of asking how many goals did you score or what were your stats, try asking these questions. Were you a good teammate? Were you coachable? Did you give 100%? And did you have fun? Because those are the values that school sports instill in Ohio's young people, where winning and losing are secondary to the life lessons that will stay with kids long after their playing days are over. This is the Ohio High School Athletic Association. Educate through sports.
So they get on the board, Mitchell. They take the shutout away.
That's a good thing. That's a really good thing.
That'll make them feel a little bit better about themselves.
We've got a different kicker, Chris. This is 83, and guess what we don't have on the roster? We do not have an 83. Would South want to go for a onside-er?
Back deep for Olentangy's number 27, Brady Gilligan. And number 84, Nathan Corwin. Kicking off for the Wildcats, number 83, Jonathan Darkwire Yadom.
I did not hear the name from the PA announcer. Here's the boot. It's a good one, actually. That'll be fielded just inside the 10-yard line. I think that was Corwin up the near side. Crosses the 20 out to the 22.
Number 84.
Back to traditional clock here because of the score, so no more running clock.
Number 13. Jaden Keene.
Michigan State up on CMU, Chris, Central Michigan, 10-7.
Yeah, the Big Ten hasn't been overwhelming. Game I'm interested in tomorrow night, 7:30.
West
Toledo.
Virginia and Penn State.
Well, that as well. But I'd like to see what Toledo and Illinois comes out of that. Like
the Fighting Bielemas
in Champaign.
Well, you talk about Flatland, USA. That would be Champaign-Urbana. Chilicki. Handoff to Thaddeus Gilbert, a junior running back.
Number 26, Thaddeus Gilbert.
Braves are going to move to 3-0.
Number 22.
Wow. South dropping 1-2.
1-2, yeah.
That is an unusual predicament for them.
Indeed it is. Indeed it is.
No gain on the play, 2nd down and 10.
Braves, as you can imagine, burning as much time as they possibly can.
It's a good act for Chilicki to get some reps under his belt. I'm sure he'll be the namesake quarterback next year after Ethan moves on to Happy Valley.
Throw right side, kind of a sidearm chuck of the football there. That is caught by Camden Crisp, a senior wide receiver.
Number 85, Camden Crisp.
And I will say, I've got a chance to watch Michael Wiley back in his heyday.
Yeah.
I wonder how good his son really is. It's hard to say because they don't feature any one back.
No, they don't.
I'd like to see him on some reverses and screens, see how he does there. 3rd and 4.
Well, with his size, he'll definitely get some looks at 6'1" and 180 pounds.
Chilicki has a 4-wide set for the backup quarterback. He'll hand off and swarmed under in the backfield and thrown down as Gilbert.
Number 26, Thaddeus Gilbert.
Going to bring on the punting team for Olentangy as game's still moving quite quickly tonight.
Tackled by Host.
The host. Looks like Nasir Battle, I saw come out off the bottom of the pile there for Coach Chris Wildcats.
3rd quarter score. Patriots 2-8. Lions 19.
Back deep for the Wildcats, number 10.
That'd be a major upset by
Oh, without a doubt. And being 0-2?
Oh, yeah.
In the punt for
Patriots probably get themselves a playoff spot if they win.
Tyler Moreland.
There's the boot. Bullock with the punt. Fielded back around the 41-yard line at the 45. Pulled down around the 48-yard line. That is Antonio Armistead, senior.
At the 48-yard line, 1st down.
They'll mark him at the 48. Wonder if Don Bertha goes back out. It looks like Chris are going to go ahead and bring the
Mr. Andrews
quarterback in. Yeah, that'd be Evan Andrews, a junior. I think Nasir Phillips wants to stay in, but actually Don Bertha is still out there. Okay. So into the ball game is Ian Gordon at running back. He's a freshman, Chris. Holy cow. But they really have a tradition of pretty good backs here at Westerville South. Could he be the next great one? Hard to say, but we'll get a look at him as we are down to 1:37 left in the game.
And you can look at this from the standpoint, Coach Chris is somewhere in the season in 2-minute offense. We've got to be able to function. Might as well work on it.
Bertha's going to throw it long down the near side over the head of his intended wide receiver, Rodney Carter. Got kind of caught up in the wash there and didn't release cleanly.
So Andrews is now in. Don Bertha hobbles off the field. So Don Bertha's night appears to be over as Andrews will take over in the quarterback position.
1:33 left in the ball game. Again, we've got freshman running back Ian Gordon in there. I'd like to see him get a couple carries, see how he looks. Offsides against the Braves.
Penalty on the play.
Lessworth's movement, which I did not see on the offensive line.
No, I think a different snap count from the different quarterback.
31-7 your score.
Not the game I anticipated tonight, Mitchell.
No, sir. Some early trouble in the red zone hurt the Wildcats. 2 turnovers definitely hurt the Wildcats. And Olentangy taking advantage of those breaks.
And both led the points.
Yes, 10 points, I believe.
Yes.
At least 10. I can't remember if it was 2 touchdowns, but at least a touchdown and a field goal. And carrying it near side would be Andrews at the 40. Hit about the 37, 38-yard line and take it down there.
Brought down by number 81, Zayden Brickner.
That'll be a first down. Quick reset of the chains. They'll wind that clock right away at 1:22. And it's on the move.
Brickner with the stop. Reserve in, getting some time tonight as the clock continues to move. And So I tell you honestly, Pick North might be if both Pick Central and Gahanna goes down, Pick North beating Upper Arlington, the #1 team in the area.
Easy to say that. Hand off to the freshman running back. Spins
nice spin
down
move.
About the 35-yard line. That is again Ian Gordon.
22, Ian Gordon.
Under a minute remaining in the ball game. About to put this one in the books and get packed up and head home for the night. We'll go over some scores with you and send you out with what we've got latest and greatest via Score Stream.
While you're doing that, I'll start breaking down the outside cameras, my friend.
That is fine. Here's a handoff to Gordon, left side at the 30. Nice move at the 25, at the 20. He's going to take it in the end zone. 10-5, and he's in for the touchdown. How about that play, sir?
Well, it would have been great if I would have got it on camera. Nice run by Gordon there.
35-yard touchdown run, Gordon.
Well, you asked a question, my friend. I think you got your answer right there.
Yeah, I did. Nice execution and good speed for the freshman. You feel comfortable, get him some carries and spell Nasir Phillips so he doesn't have to carry that load himself. Rosen on to attempt the PAT. High snap, but the hole's down. And the kick is good. We'll keep it right here.
Point good by number 84, Ethan Rosen.
Since we're about done in the game, Chris, I'm going to go ahead and start rattling off some scores here.
Remaining in the fourth quarter. Olentangy Braves 31.
Other than the fact that my Reds can't score runs, it's really quite pathetic.
Well, they picked up some.
They picked up two Noah bodies.
Yeah, they were starters for the Angels.
Still, two Noah bodies.
Well, obviously, they feel more comfortable picking those guys up than keeping their original guys in the lineup.
They've had a lot of injuries. It's just, I don't know. I mean, when you grow up watching, how does Cal Ripken play for as long as he does? And these guys get, I know I'm being facetious when I say a hangnail and they're out, but good gracious.
Kicking off for the Wildcats, number 83, Jonathan Adarkwa.
Jonathan Adarkwa?
That was half the name, I believe. We've got London all over the Western Brown Broncos, 49-6, 49-6. Worthington Christian 13-7 over Centerburg. Cedarville still showing 7-6 over Fairbanks. Mechanicsburg 14-7 over Greenon. Danville 41-7, as Chris mentioned, all over Fairfield Christian. 28-8, Pick North over Upper Arlington. Here's the boot, little pooch kick, lands about the 38-yard line, fielded by an upback right around the 30. He gets drilled with 20.4 seconds left in the game. Davidson still 14-7 over the Celtics.
That's still reporting at halftime, though, right?
No, fourth quarter.
Oh, is it?
Yep. Scots of Highland 36-14 over Crestview. Marion Hardy 20-14 over Newark.
Newark 2-0. They're 2-0, so that'll be their first loss.
Reynoldsburg still up on Marysville 20-17. Arley 21-7 over Chaminade Julian. BV, the Barons, Buckeye Valley 27-23 over Asheville. This should be the final snap of the game, barring a timeout. Shalicki back in the gun. Just takes a knee, and that will clean things up. We'll let the clock run out, and we'll come back and finish off. We'll wrap this one up for you, then we'll get the scores out to you, and then we'll call it a night. Final score is going to be Olentangy now 3-0. They win 31-14 over the now 1-2 Westerville South Wildcats. We're at triple zeros on the scoreboard. We'll take a timeout. Come back with the Ted's Classic Cuts post-game show on the CBUS Sports Radio Network.
Fans, we thank you for your.
Nothing refreshes the look of your home or business like new paint. Large job or small, business location or residential. Elshire Painting Plus, efficient and professional, hardworking and friendly. Call Scott for a color consultation at 614-302-6878 or visit them on the web at elshirepaintingplus.com for an estimate. Quality painting at affordable prices. Elshire Painting Plus, trusted inside and out. Ted's Classic Cuts Barbershop, a family barbershop conveniently located in Gahanna, 345 Granville Street, Suite B. Ted's Classic Cuts gladly accepts walk-ins and appointments. Shop hours are Tuesday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., and on Saturday, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. So visit Ted, John, or Debbie for all your hair care needs. Call 614-337-8833 for an appointment. Ted's Classic Cuts, your family barber shop.
You're listening to the CBUS Sports Radio High School Football Game of the Week.
Final score 31-14. Olentangy comes away with the win tonight.
Cats able to get on the board late to avoid the shutout. Do you want to go over the entire scoring, or how do you want to do it tonight, bud?
Now it's only 9-11. Might as well go ahead and lay the scoring out for our listeners.
Look at the scoring. Harrison got on the board with a 3-yard touchdown run in the first quarter at the 5:53 mark, 6-0. Tobias' PAT, 7-0. Braves. Wiley from Grunkemeyer, a 69-yard touchdown pass in the second at the 3:23 mark. Tobias' PAT makes it 14-0. Then Tobias adds a 31-yard field goal with 51.2, 17-0. And then Grover, a 17-yard touchdown pass from Grunkemeyer at the time expired, 23-0. Tobias PAT, 24-0 halftime score. Eulenhake with a 30-yard touchdown pass from Grunkemeyer. Tobias PAT at the 7:05 mark in the third makes it 31-0. Tobias, another 38-yard field goal was no good, at the 11:42 mark in the fourth. Cats get on the board. Phillips with a 3.5-yard touchdown run in the fourth quarter. Rosen with a PAT at the 3:52 mark, 31-7, and a 33-yard touchdown by Ian Gordon. Rosen with the PAT finishes up the scoring at 31-14. So Cats dropped to 1-2. Braves 3-0, looking pretty good. Golden Lions coming back here in the fourth quarter, down by 3 now. So hopefully they can rebound and make the alum very happy tonight.
Got some final scores for you outside of our 31-14 final. Braves over the Wildcats. Bloom Carroll all over Jonathan Alder, 42-0. Northridge 35-8 over Grandview. Briggs 25. Franklin Heights Falcons 24. St. Charles 41-6 pick up a win. Hartley 21-7 over Chaminade Julian. New Albany 43-0 over Walnut Ridge. Mechanicsburg 47-7 winners over Greenon. Canal 42, Lancaster 14. Amanda 48-14 winners over Edina. Olentangy Berlin up 39-0 on the Irish. And that shows as the second quarter score. We'd expect that to be just about over. Running clock, etc. Philo 26-7 over Morgan in the third quarter. We mentioned that 28-25 ball game going on between Liberty and Gahanna Lincoln. West Holmes 28-27 over Licking Valley. That's showing the third quarter score. Columbia and the Tornadoes 47-28, 48-27, I'll get it right, over River Valley. That's in the third quarter. Big Walnut 41-7 over Franklin Heights. Bellefontaine 38, Licking Heights 14. Logan Elm 35, Miami Trace 12. That is third quarter score. Westfall and Circleville in a good ball game, 35-30 in the third quarter. Washington Courthouse 29-6 over Marion and Franklin. Cardington, Lincoln, and Bushire were showing tied up at 28 apiece in the third quarter. Northmore over Mapleton over Northmore, 30-26 in the third. Shamrocks trailing Camp McKinley 17-14 third quarter. 41-14 Walsh Jesuit over St. Francis de Sales. Watterson 17. Padua Franciscan 14 in the third. Watkins Memorial 28-7 over Tays Valley showing third quarter. Northland 27-3 over Carroll third quarter. Northeastern 34-0 over Catholic Central. Grove City all over Thomas Worthington 49-0. That was in the third quarter. Harvest Prep 53-0 rather over Eastmore. That was a big game. I'm showing this is the score showing on ScoreStream. Kip Jaguars 2. The Nubians of Afacentric 0, 2-0. Safety. Bishop Reedy 47-0 over the Whetstone Braves. Bradley 31-7 over the Westerville Central Warhawks. Centerville coming back on Pick Central, Chris, 25-17. That was fourth quarter. They've been up for a while now in that game. North Union, Zane Trey showing 14 apiece in the fourth. North Wayne 31, Heath 13. Darby 28, Orange 14. Southeastern 35, Triad 13. Elgin 59-0 over North Baltimore. West Jeff 49-14 over Madison Plains. These are all fourth quarter scores, by the way. Hamilton Township 49-0 over Centennial. Nelsonville York 47, Liberty Union 12. West Liberty Salem 41-13 over Greenview rather. Academy 40-0 over Newark Catholic in the fourth. Pleasant 36-13 over Whitehall. Granville 31-0 over the Johnnies in the fourth. Groveport 28-0 over the Wolves. Buckeye Valley 27-23 over Ashland in the fourth. The Hayes Pacers in a battle now, Chris, 28-21 in the fourth with the Yellow Jackets. Central Quashing 21-9 over Westland. And Westerville North 42-0 over Chillicothe. That looks like a win. Worthington Christian 20-7 over Centerburg. I was looking for a specific score here. 17-13 Celtics still up on the Jerome. Celtics. Marysville back on top of Reynoldsburg 24-20. And that's about it for the evening. Final score here once again as Westerville South falls to 1-2 and Olentangy improves to 3-0. 31-14 Braves win as they move on next Friday night to host the Olentangy Orange Pioneers. The South Wildcats will be right here.
Against Scioto, right? They should have a good chance to bounce back.
You have it at Scioto.
That's here.
That's not the right scale. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Now you've got me all confused.
No, it's here. I can guarantee you it's here.
Okay, the game is against Scioto here next Friday night. Our game will be down at Grove City Christian as the Fairfield Christian Knights come calling against the Grove City Christian Eagles. Pre-game at 6:40 as we go small ball with the kick to, next Friday night at 7 p.m. Any comments before we get out of here?
Just, kudos to the Braves. They played good football tonight. Too many errors by Westerville South. They couldn't convert, like you mentioned, in the red zone a couple times, and they couldn't get the running game going. Nasir Phillips, one of the better running backs here in Central Ohio, just could not get it going. But tip the cap to Wade Bartholomew and his Braves. They did a good job tonight. Congratulations to them. We'll be back here in a couple weeks as the Cats will welcome in the Warriors, and Warriors pounding the Cavaliers. They're going to move to 3-0 under Stanley Jackson, so they're going to be feeling pretty good about themselves.
No question about it. For Chris Cook, I'm Mitch Palabegas. Have a great Friday evening, everyone, and enjoy your Labor Day weekend. Till next Friday night on the CBUS Sports Radio Network.
You're listening to the CBUS Sports Radio High School Football Game of the Week.